So
What up? What up? What up? Though, what's popping? Now
what
now
up with it, man?
we live, man. I'm live with my homeboy. As we just said before we started, well, we've been on the court with 100, 200 times against each other.
At least 100, 200. And that's just like rec ball. Like we didn't play, you know what I'm saying, at courts in Greg Center or Paseo Park. We done
Yeah,
had thousands of runs. I'm talking about like
yeah,
regulation. We didn't play like at least
yeah.
200
Yeah.
times.
The few times we got to be on the same team, we always could kill though.
Bro, kill. And I used to hate that, like, bro, why you over there? All right, so we got to go there. We got to go there then. You know
Yo,
what I'm saying? That's just what it is.
oh yeah, get the ball. Well, whoever got the ball, the other one got up down the court, and it was easy.
Yep.
That's why my
Yep.
son
You
played the
already
way he
know.
do, bro. I take my son to that same basketball court on 31st.
That's the home court, man. We got home court advantage anytime we go there. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
So the one rim is good, the other rim is double rim. Got the little spot
Double
where
rim.
if it rain, you got a puddle right there. You got to avoid where you dribble and all
Yeah.
that. Yeah. But
Like
they
we
made
used to
my
bring a broom to that mug.
yeah, I remember that, cuz, and that's what I be telling my son, like, bro, I got so good playing here, like so good, cause they knew they soft. So my son be like, that was a foul. He fouled him, and it's like, bro, that's the furthest thing from how we played, man. Like you got knocked down, they pulled your shirt got ripped in
Man,
half.
and then being you can speak from being like a smaller size guard. Like when you go in that post, bro, you going to get. I ain't never even called fouls when I was playing in the, you know what I'm saying, on the street ball. Because bro, I was
Yeah.
so used to getting beat up when I go through the paint, bro. Like I'm not used to calling no foul or crying and crying. That's why I hate when I watch the NBA now. They just keep crying to the refs all day. Like I didn't even care, bro. I just go put it on the court, leave it all on the floor, bro. If they foul me, get back to it. You know
Man,
what I'm saying? I'm gonna
I
show
was
you the
say,
next play. That's why you fouled me.
was Reggie your cousin or your uncle?
See, Reggie is my oldest brother.
I'm gonna say, hey, he when I played against him for the first time, dog, that's the first time I played against a dog. Like he was like Tony Allen to me. Like
Straight
I had
up.
played against tight defense, bro. But when the first time that he played on me, I didn't know what to do, bro. He stole the ball from me every time. He pushed me over every time. Hey, he made me
Hey,
10
but see,
times better.
imagine you being his little brother. You know what I'm
Man,
saying? Like he the reason why I'm a dog, bro. Like we play, bro, when it's raining, when it's snowing. It could be a tornado sirens going on, bro. We still playing basketball. Like our generation compared to this generation now, I don't see no kids outside. I don't see basketball
ever,
goals.
ever.
I don't
That
really see
basketball
kids
court
riding
be empty.
bikes,
No, you're
bro.
right.
Like it used to be packed. Like
Yeah.
Johnny, you know, prepare on a day like this, them cars wrapped around that corner, bro.
Hey, on God, I was telling my kids that like we drove past the park the other day, and there was some kids out there like they had a boom box and they was doing like dance routines and stuff, and I was like, that's how far society then got from what it used to be. They are
Yep,
dancers now, you know what I'm
for
saying?
real.
That they ain't got no heart. I ain't gonna say no heart in them, but they don't look for the things that we look for relief of. I guess that fight because even today, like I got to hoop
Yeah,
or I got to lift weights, not because like I'm violent, but I feel like as a man, you still got that in you that you got to get out some kind of way, or you would do something crazy.
yeah, yes, sir. Totally. You
Yeah,
need that release. That's basically what you're saying.
yeah,
Like, and I
yeah,
be telling people all the time, like, when I go out of town and stuff, like me being married, you know what I'm saying? Especially me being married, like you need that release. You need that detox. I'm not saying I want to get away from my wife. I want to be away from my kids for a long. I'm not saying that, but you need a detox from reality.
yeah,
You know what I
yeah,
mean? And that'd be a lot of people's problem. Like they be so caught up on, I go to work every day, I do the same routine every day, over again, over again,
yeah,
over again, all day, every day of the month, every year, and they never release. And that'd be a
yeah,
lot of times why a lot of stuff fail, relationships and a lot of stuff because you got to give your time. You got to give you something to miss, especially in a relationship. You can't just be in their face all day, 24/7, 365, thinking everything gonna be good.
a
And
million
teach his
percent.
own. Like I said, it could be a different situation. But
Yeah,
from my experience,
that's
being in
what
my marriage,
basketball is for me.
yep,
I say that's why
me
I
too,
still
bro.
hoop. That's why I still like. I feel like I hoop more in my 30s than I did in my 20s because it was something that I
Yep.
got away from, and I got a lot of kids. You know what I'm saying? Like I was making a lot of bad choices. I was moving the wrong way, and I had to look at myself and see what changed. And I wasn't doing what I loved. I was doing what I thought what I was supposed to be doing, which was getting me an empty reward. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure. And that's kind of like what I do, like with the music. Like, does everybody know me from Northeast King and all that? I'm a basketball nigga. My name came from playing basketball. You know what I
Right.
mean? But doing music, it's like it's like therapeutic to me. Like a lot of stuff, losing people, going through situations. It's like I told my brother, it's kind of like a digital diary. You know what I mean? Like I'm expressing it to everybody, but it's, you know what I mean? I'm letting everybody know my feelings, where I'm at, where I've been at, you know what I'm saying? Where I've traveled to, or what I've been through coming up, you know what I mean? Or what I see in everyday in society, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm not a rapper, I'm an artist, you know what I'm saying? I don't label myself as a rapper. I really don't even take it serious. I just do it for, like I said, it's a mental release to me. You know what I mean? That's what music is to me, a mental release.
That's
Straight
how I
up.
view this platform that I've built. You know, I say that the world is a canvas, and all of us are here to create art. Like I'm still in rough
Yeah.
draft mode, but I know my story is unique. I know where I come from is unique, and what I'm seeing on TV isn't reality. It's never been my reality. So, you know, my mama used to always say, if you don't speak up, nobody will know you exist. So it's like when my mom passed away, it gave me like a different type of like, hey, damn, you really gonna lead this thing one day, bro? Like,
Yeah.
say what you want, do what you want. You know what I'm saying? Like it gave me that type of security that when my sons passed away, it was different because it was my kid. So it's like, damn, bro, like my kid passed away. It made me like broken. But when my mama
Yeah.
passed away, it gave me like so much more. Like I gotta show the world that she raised a thug. You know what I'm saying? Like not a
Yeah.
thug in the sense that I'm ignorant, but that I can respect myself, that I can carry myself, that I'm not what the world is trying to project me. I'm not this image of the so-called boy from the hood and all that. You know?
Yeah. And they see us a lot of times, like you'll see somebody with this certain image, but that's just how we was brought up. The way we
Yeah,
dress, the way we talk, what we eat, you know what I'm saying, how we carry ourselves. It's a blend of your house, your home you was raised in, and your everything around you, your environment, your neighborhood. You know
yeah.
what I mean? Because every
Like
time I'm coming out, like I said, as a kid, I was raised in a house with one mama, had a step pops, you know what I'm saying, and my brothers and my sister. So every day we competing. I'm competitive by nature. You see what I'm saying? Basketball, playing game on Nintendo 64, PlayStation, the Xbox. Me and my brothers always been competitive. The wire hanger in the room with the sock. You
yeah.
know what I mean? Making a net out of strings and shoes. You
I'll
know
be
what I'm
telling my
saying?
wife
Like
about that.
for real, bro. We had real runs. My mom used to be mad. We in there bumping 2-on-2. You know, it's four boys, one girl. You know what I mean? So it's 2-on-2. We in there rocking. You know what I mean? But a lot of times, like a lot of people don't understand you for what you are because they're looking at it. It's like judging the book by its cover, and you can't do that.
Yeah, yeah. Like
You
you
can't do
know,
that.
remember I draw that red and yellow money, bro. I'm not that type of person at all. But the environment, you know, my brain thought I needed that for the time. I'm covered in
Mm-hmm.
tattoos, but in reality, I read books all day. You know what I'm saying? The environment really makes you look a certain way. That I had to step back and say, well, you carry yourself that certain way. That's why you was attracting them certain women. That's why you was getting those certain outcomes. Because you know, it
Yep.
really hit me one time. It was a dude I grew up with. He went to school with me, and I seen him at the gas station on 35th and Prospect. This when I was in my red and yellow car. And he was like, damn, Johnny, that's you. And I was like,
Yeah.
yeah. He said, hey, boy, I thought about robbing you. And I said, huh? He said, well, I know it's you now, bro, so I ain't going to rob you. But when I seen the car driving down the street, I was like, that dude must got some money. And my brain was like, damn, that's crazy to hear that. That's how people perceive you based off the car you drive. And once
Yep.
I grabbed that concept, bro, you know I ain't ever been no street person. But when I was
Yeah.
pulling up the hot random basketball courts, hopping out in this nice car with these rims, everyone had this perception of me. So
Yep.
I had to
You knew
realize,
when you
hey,
was coming.
yeah, yeah. So it was me, and like I remember being at the basketball court, bro, and girls being on the sideline like, "Hey, who drive that red and yellow car?" Like asking the
Yep.
question and trying to figure out who I was, and I realized I made myself a target, and I didn't want to do that. I just wanted to be cool and have a nice car.
Yeah. But like I said, like I love Kansas City. Once again, let me reiterate that. I love Kansas City, Missouri. This is where I was born and raised. This is the reason why I am who I am. But the mentality here is a crab in the bucket mentality. You want to pull the next man down. If he's making it out, you want to pull him down, pull him back. Like I don't like the fact that every time it's good news, like if you pay attention to social media, if you put some positive stuff up, like a job promotion, I just started my business, I got married, had a new baby, you won't get no feedback. But people that really love you and you intertwine in your circle. Now put some negative stuff up there. Put oh yeah, my baby mama tripping, man. I'm about to go live and talk about it. You're gonna have 1,000 viewers.
Yeah,
Quick, I'm talking about as soon as you go live, you're gonna have
I
a
think,
thousand viewers, everybody gonna have something to say, they're gonna have their feedback.
and I think the reason that is most people, man, they have negativity in their life. So when they hear something else negative, it's something they can connect to easily. Versus when you hear something positive, even though it may be like good, it's hard to agree with it. You know, I read in this book, the master key system, that our brain has to hear something 6 times before it starts to accept it. So if you rarely are hearing something positive, then it kind of just is in one ear out the other. Versus if you always hear something negative, that's easy to
Yeah,
cling to. And that's why I try to be so
yeah,
positive to people. Because like if you ever see Johnny, like no matter how I'm dressed, you won't really care. You'll remember the way I treat you. You remember my
exactly.
character, and that's what I didn't evolve is. I
Yeah,
just always present a positive character to the world, and that'll stick with people. You know what I'm saying? You want to be around people to make you feel comfortable,
yeah,
especially in the
for
environment we
sure.
come from, where everybody walk around with a gun on their hip. You want to be like, hey, I can trust
Yeah,
bro, and not worry about him doing some wild stuff. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, real stuff. And I put it like I've been a lot of places, you know what I'm saying? And you done been a lot of places. You done travel yourself, you know what I mean? And what's your vibe when you come after you have a good time from wherever you coming from? As soon as you touch back in Kansas City, how you feeling? Like, what is your
Uh,
you like? Damn, man, I don't even want to. You know what I mean? Like every time
you,
I come back speaking for me, it's like, damn, man, I'm back.
yeah, man. You know,
You know
I'm
what I
so
mean?
out of touch with the world because I'm such a daddy. I don't have no social life. Like I really don't do nothing outside of raise my kids and play basketball. Honestly,
Straight up.
man, and it kind of accidentally happened that way. Like I didn't plan for it. I had a bunch of kids and I was real young, and
Straight up, my boy.
they got older and they was like, we want to be with daddy, and I couldn't say no. I always knew I had to accept responsibility, so it was always like, how do I create a life where I can do what I want to do, have fun, but also be with my kids? So, like last Friday, I got them up at 5:30 in the morning and took them to the gym with me, bro. They thought that was
I
the
seen
dopest
that.
thing ever to be in there hooping. I got to go speak at the Missouri Capitol next Tuesday, and they get to go up and meet the governor and go through all the offices. So the experience
That's
that I'm
what's
able
up.
to give my kids, dog, it's like wow. Because coming from my daddy, bro, he worked under the table jobs, like was in and out of jail. You know, was an alcoholic. You know, I love him to death because he still was in my
Yeah,
life, but I didn't have confidence in myself. Like my son, they on the basketball court with 7 feet tall people. You know, they mind is like, oh, I really could
I
do
seen
this. You
that.
know what I'm saying? Like I could be on
Seen
the
that. I
court,
seen that.
bro. Like so,
Yeah,
just even I tell them every day, bro. If you never see me tomorrow, you know what the plan is. You know what the mission is, and that's I feel like that's the highest honor, man, is to raise your offspring and to see them do good.
man. I'm telling you, bro, because like seeing my little boy, I got one son, 15-year-old sophomore Lincoln, bro. Like to see him like be another version of me, but his own version,
It's hey, it's crazy, ain't it?
it is, bro. Like everybody that hoop, you want your child to do that. Like if you play football, you want your kid to be the you know what I mean, a good running back. But my thing is, like I watch a lot of movies, I seen a lot of stuff. I don't want to live my dream through my child. You know what I mean? I want my son to be the best him. I tell him all the time, you don't quit looking at what I did and what I was good at. You be the best Davion. You know what I mean? Shout out to my son Davion too. You be the best Davion, man, that you can be. So my son played the saxophone. You know what I mean? He run track. He do the total opposite of stuff that I never would have did. You know, I never cared about no sax. I didn't care about running track. Give me the basketball. Give me the basketball, and I'm gonna show you what I do with it. I don't want to play football. I don't want to do none of that. Let me hoop. That's all I wanted to do. So see my son do his own thing and have his own mind, his own creativity is everything, man. And like I said, my father wasn't around me. You know what I'm saying? As a child, I had a stepfather that stepped in when I was 9 months. So for the simple fact of me seeing that and going through that, I'll be damned. You know what I mean? If my son go through that, he gonna do everything. He gonna experience everything that I didn't do, and I'm gonna make sure that his life is more enhanced than mine. You know what I mean? And
Yeah,
my life wasn't bad at all. I'm not saying that it was a broken home. I mean, it was a broken home, but it wasn't a broken home because I had another man that stepped in and did that. You know what I mean? And showed me that I didn't even understood it until I got older of who was who. And you know what I mean? That wasn't your biological, or he was that because that man was showing me genuine love. You know what I'm saying? I'm thinking, oh, he the one. You know what I mean? That's my real father. You know, we young, we kids. We not knowing
yeah,
who is who. We just know we getting that love. Kids are the sponge. Whatever you put in the kid, you're going to see it later. I tell my boys at all time, we have talks about our kids and what we trying to do with our kids, talking business and all that. And I just feel like us, we was young boys at one point in time. You remember everything from your childhood, damn near. Not to I say like 90%. You know what I mean? I remember like 90% of my childhood. So you think these little boys or these little girls that's growing up right now, they forgetting everything. They ain't gonna remember it.
right.
They seeing they remember they a sponge, man. Like kids don't know how to lie. Kids don't. Only thing they know is what you put in front of them.
Yeah,
They can't guide themselves. They can't put themselves in the best situation. That's why you're there as a parent. to guide
Yeah.
them, nurture them, make sure they good. But
No,
like I
I'm gonna
only
say,
got one
man,
son at this moment, bro, and that shit, like my son seeing him getting older and getting a mustache and becoming a man when
it throw
he
you
was just a
off.
little baby. It do. Like, bro, I
Yeah.
promise you. My
Yeah,
little
that's
man, he
I was
go
gonna
ahead,
say,
bro.
man, like growing up with my mom and my dad, that's what made me look at the world totally different. Cause I looked at so many people, and I'm not saying it's not hardships in the world. I'm not saying it's not
Yeah,
disadvantages. Cause I agree with all that. I lived in a homeless shelter. I grew up in extreme poverty, but I know one thing, bro, is like my daddy every day told me this ain't where you gotta be. And I look at so many people and they got misplaced anger. Because I couldn't imagine not having that man and not having some type of male figure. You know what I'm saying? Like most of the people who
yeah,
grew up around us, you know what I'm saying? We didn't have a lot of positive male role models, you know? Like as
that's
much as we
real.
was at the basketball court with those grown men, outside of your family, most of them was giving us negative advice. The so-called
Yeah,
OGs didn't always give good advice. And we didn't learn that until we got older. And that was,
yep,
that's what's needed. So like I understand right now, every time I walk outside my house, whether I like it or not, I'm a role model. I don't have a choice because there's
yep,
so many kids who don't have that. So when some little
yep,
boys see you out with your son, they looking like, damn. So that's what a father son
yep.
relationship look like. Damn. So that's how daddy
Mm-hmm.
treat his kids. So when I became aware of that, I had to change everything because it's way more meaningful in life than I got a nice car or I got some nice shoes. It's no, what's your character like? What's your grammar like? Are you holding the
Yeah,
door for people? All of that stuff. Are you saying please?
yeah,
Are you saying thank
yeah,
you? Your morals matter.
yeah. And one thing I noticed, like being out in society, like my mama was big on like yes, ma'am, no, ma'am. You know what I'm saying? Uh, the ladies is first. You feel what I'm saying? Like it ain't if you opening the door or a lady coming in, the lady go first. You open the door for that woman. You feel what I'm saying? This is my mama. Like I was raised by my mama. You feel what I'm saying? My mama instilled everything in me. Like I said, I only had my step pops. My mama was the one. You feel what I'm saying? She instilled everything that you see. And Brandon Forbes is my mama. Shout out to Miss Leslie. You feel what I'm saying? That's my mama. But at the end of the day, it's like when that happened, and she was big on yes ma'am, no ma'am. Respect is a two-way street in any situation. You know what I mean? I don't care if you think are they older than you or they teachers, and it be a lot of situations I went through in life, and they always just hit it. You know what I mean? And it always come back to the point. The mom, she's like, yeah, respect a two-way street. You know what I mean? Treat people how you want to be treated. You know what I mean? Break cycles, break
Yep.
curses.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If it's an alcoholic curse in your family, break it. If it's a curse where people ain't being business owners, you break that curse. Turn it to generational wealth. And that's what I'm doing now. I'm trying to break all curses and turn it to generational wealth. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
To where, like you said, we sleep, you get money in your sleep. I hate
Yeah.
the theory you got to work 3 or 4 jobs just to get ahead. No,
Yeah. Not
that's
at
not
all.
life.
That's old school thinking. Yeah, we got. I feel like man,
Yeah.
life is a big old video game, and we all new characters, and we have to evolve the way we think. Like think, how in
Yep.
Mario, when Mario you start off small, and then you get that mushroom, you get to go big, then you go have on
Yep.
Yoshi, and but even though if you die in
Yep.
the game, you remember what to do, so you advance further next time. And I feel like that's just
Yep.
growing up. When you take an L, you don't really lose. You just say, "Damn, all right, that's when I was slipping. That's where I went wrong. All right, let me recover and keep going." And once you
Yes,
grab
sir.
those concepts, you're like, oh, we all can really get this thing. But I feel like my mama was just like you, bro, when it said like respect is a two-way street. And that's why I'm so comfortable like speaking my truths, because I ain't saying anything rude or disrespectful. But I'm gonna say how I
Yeah.
was raised. And I don't
Yeah.
like the narrative that's like painted of us, it's like you're gonna get automatically killed by the police, you're gonna be ghetto. Like, well, I ain't even in the streets, bro. Like, don't look at me
Exactly.
like that. Like every job I
Exactly.
didn't had, I walk into those jobs, bro. And you know what Rockhurst is. We was the furthest thing from Rockhurst kids. But they're like, oh,
Yeah.
you
Straight
must
up.
have went to Rockhurst. So it's like, no, I just hated the way people perceived me. And it's like, no, my mama raised me to be this way, bro. Like, give my mama credit and my daddy credit. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Damn
they
kidding.
hood, but just because you hood don't mean you walk around presenting yourself in that way, in that manner. And I just don't
Exactly.
like that became mainstream and that's expected of us to be ignorant or not to know how to carry ourselves just because we're from a certain environment.
Exactly. Just because the way you look don't mean. I mean, it's a lot of people you'll look at them and then they start talking. You like, damn, I ain't know he
Right.
talk like that. You know what I mean? Or for instance, being an athlete. I know you done been through this, Johnny. Bro, somebody on the court don't even look like they can do anything. They out there killing because you looking
Yeah.
at their body frame or the kicks they got on or how they look. You know how they walk. Cause I always my theory was like when I was hooping people or whatever, bro. Like I look at him like he got 2 left feet. He ain't. He can't stay in front of me. You know what I mean? So you
Yep.
can't do that though. You know what I mean? You got to use that same aspect in life. Like you cannot judge a book by its cover, and that's basically what that is. Like you can't look at that man and be like, oh, he 250 out of shape. He can't do nothing, but he come through slamming on you. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? You ain't know he can jump. That's why that theory is. I don't like that theory. You can never judge a book by its cover.
Yeah, that's what took me to so long to like embrace my like my nerd side because once you start hooping, you labeled as like a dumb athlete. And I got
Yep.
girls, so it was so many girls that like most of the girls I talked to, no lie, like I had a red and yellow car, I had a gold in my mouth, but I used to sit around and jailbreak iPhones. I was a nerd. I played Guitar Hero on the Wii online. So they think they getting with like this hood
Yeah.
dude, and then they come to the house and I'm playing Guitar Hero to 1 a.m. You know, I lived a real boring life, and as I got older, I
Yeah.
started embracing that. I read books, I watch podcasts all day. I'm not in tune with nothing in the world. I don't care. I'm not letting nobody else think for me. Like when I was a kid, I thought growing up without lights was a punishment, but it was really a blessing because I always kept control of my mind. All I used to do was
Yeah.
just sit in my room and think, or walk to the basketball court and hoop, walk back home, take a
Yep.
shower, sit in my room till it got dark and went to sleep. So I was always in control of
Yep.
my thoughts. And when you look around at the world and see so many people are in tune with their phone, and I worked at AT&T, I worked at Sprint, so my job was to take phones apart and put them back together. So I never had the urge to be on them because I knew how the devices worked. I knew what they were for, and I seen just how everyone was so
Yeah.
small minded. And it's knowledge is power, but only if you apply it. And I just started looking around like, hey, I could just tell people this stuff, and it may make them uncomfortable,
Yeah.
but they can go look in the book if they want it. Like, damn, he was right. And then they give me somebody to have a conversation with. Like, I don't ever want to make nobody mad, but it's gonna happen. But if you don't speak,
Yeah.
then what
For
happens?
sure.
You know what I'm saying? That somebody can judge you or label you for that. And I don't want to be labeled as nobody else but Johnny.
Yep. Exactly. And I've been through that a lot of times, man. Like just off the way you carry yourself and the way they say you aggressive. Like me, they say I'm aggressive because I'm an upfront person. Excuse my French. You know what I'm saying? I'm an upfront person. You feel what I mean? Like I don't. If you saying something right there, I'm confrontational. Like we're gonna talk about it.
Oh God.
I'm not about to wait until like my wife. I'm like that with my wife. Like I'm confrontational. Like we're not about to sit back and schedule an argument. None of that. If I'm feeling some type of way, I'm gonna tell you right there.
Hey,
And I feel
hey,
like that's the best way.
that shocked my wife so much. She didn't grow up where we grew up. But I tell her, hey, like hey,
Yeah,
on hood, that's just who we are. Like we raised that if you got a
yeah,
problem, you speak on it. You don't let nothing just sit.
yeah.
You don't let no slick words slide, no passive aggressive. You like, excuse me,
None of that.
and you handle it. That's
Yep,
just how it go.
yep.
Yeah,
Like I
that's
swear to God, and my wife, she the same way. You know what I mean? Like she's a Taurus. She bullheaded. You know what I mean? So I'm a Sagittarius. So we clash right there. You know what I mean? Like I'm going to speak my mind. I'm going to say how I feel. You gonna say how you feel, and that. But I like that though. You know what I mean? I like the fact don't hold nothing. Don't be holding no grudges. Don't be letting stuff get too big, holding it back or whatever. Nah, I feel like that's the point of this interviews and when we have podcasts and stuff like that. You got to release
yeah. I raise
music,
my children the
poetry.
same way, bro. I make my children like you gotta speak on what you feel. Don't keep nothing in because if you sit, it's gonna harbor and manifest in some
Yep,
other way to affect your body. Always speak on how you feel.
exactly, bro. Always, I always speak right then and there. It ain't gonna be no. Oh, yeah, I'm gonna talk about that later. Nah, we talk about this right now.
Yeah, yeah. I
And
think
that's
more people
brothers,
should be
like my
raised that
brothers.
way.
I do my brothers wife, my mama, like everybody, like you gonna get the same branding every time.
Your
It ain't
brothers
gonna
was
be
like
oh
that at
yeah,
the basketball court though.
yeah, straight
I
out. They
remember
the
them like
same
that.
way. They the
Confrontational as a
same
fool.
way. Some go down like, yeah, we walking up. What's up? We good? Oh, okay.
Man.
But not trying to necessarily be tough or want problems or altercations, but that's just how we was raised. My mama's a strong black woman. She didn't play that. You know what I mean? Like every morning, 5 o'clock, she running through waking us up, making sure we getting up, everything good. Come through 30 minutes later. Oh, y'all good? All right, boom. You know what I mean? Stuff like that. Like she was real big on family, loyalty, uh raising. I'm talking about when they say a lot of people say, oh, a woman can't raise a man. I kind of dispute that. You know what I mean? Because my mama raised four. None of us really had a solid sperm donor in our life. I'll put it like that. We didn't have that. So for a one woman to raise four boys, we all successful. We all work. We ain't got felonies. We ain't been shot at. We ain't got problems out here. People don't want our heads or none of that. You know what I mean? So I really be disputing that because I know the type of person I am. I know the type of man I am. You know what I mean? That's
Yeah.
why it took me a minute to marry my wife. You feel what I mean? Because I wanted to give her everything that I can offer. I don't want to give you
Yeah.
50%. I want to give you 100. You know what I mean? And
And I was gonna
it's
say
just
though, bro,
all
on God, that's why I wanted to like highlight you, cause they always say you gotta give people their flowers while they still alive. And
100.
most of the time, they paint this narrative of the single black mama that she just in the streets and she's struggling and she on drugs and my mama was a crack fiend and my son got shot by the police. They always paint this negative narrative of the single black mama, not this mama who really got some good kids, who really thugged it out and made sure her kids were successful. And I know
Yes.
that about you, bro. We grew up together, so I was like, man, I gotta highlight my people who grew up from the same environment I come from, who they don't fit the narratives that the world is trying to create. We got mamas who make sure
Not at
their
all.
sons ain't in trouble or they own you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Still to this day, you know what I mean? My mama tell me right now, like, if it's, and I know everybody done went through these experiences, you know what I mean? Just speaking on my experience. But I promise you, my mama will tell me right now, if she feel like it's somebody in my corner that's not doing what they need to do, or it's a thing called mother's intuition. And I don't ignore it. You know what I mean? My mama come to me like, baby, you need to. Well, she don't never just tell me like, nah, stop messing with that person. They that. She'll ease it on me. Like, I don't like that, baby. I ain't like how they did that.
Yeah,
Or yeah, you got to watch him a little bit, baby. Wow. When your mama start talking like that, you got to start watching because your mama ain't just saying it for no reason.
yeah,
She
yeah.
put, she gave you life. You know what I
That's
mean?
why I say
So
I don't
if
have no
you
friends,
speaking
bro.
on
Like I grew up with my mom and my daddy, and when my mama died, it's just my daddy. And I was just telling my daddy the other day, I was like, bro, it's such a blessing because most people when their mama die, they just stuck with memories. I'm lucky that I can
yeah,
talk to my daddy and we experienced those together. So it's like we reliving it. Like
yeah,
they really
straight
sacrificed a
up.
lot
And
to be together for me because they didn't get along 90% of the time. But I'm blessed that I got to see my mom and daddy in the same house every day. I know how rare that is, so I'll never take it for granted.
yeah, you know, man, half the people you didn't teammates, you know what I'm saying? People you went to school with, classmates. Man, I promise you, like growing up, 75% of the people had a broken home. Like when you talking to them and then look in the crowd for the games and all that, you don't see mama and daddy. You probably see like one or two of those. You don't see a lot of families there. You'll see a mama or daddy or a sister or stuff like that. You don't see family with the brothers and the sisters. They all there supporting with the jersey on, shirt on, whatever. You know what I mean? You don't see that a lot. And that's what I'm trying to create a happy home with my wife, my kids. My kids know it ain't just no, oh yeah, we just here for the kids. No, we really love each other. You know what I mean? We really creating this, building this empire. We really brick after brick. We building it. And it ain't, oh yeah, I'm just here with her because I'm used to her. I feel sorry for them. It's a lot of times when people be married, speaking on marriage, a lot of times when people be married, they feel sorry for their significant other. So they feel like they gotta be in that situation with them. My shit is created off fire. Like I've been with my lady 15 years. I'm only 33 years old. I just married her
That's
August
dope.
30th, 2020. For real. Since high school. You know what I mean? My wife at Northeast High School, you know what I mean? And like I said, it took 10 years for me to be a man that I know that she deserved. You know what I mean? Like you can, oh yeah, she pretty, she go get her, she got this, she got that. But what do you have to bring to the table? Like speaking to myself, like I used to talk to myself all the time, like, what do you have? Okay, she got that, you got that, you got that. What do you have? Are you ready to it's a lot of women in this world. You ready to have one and commit to that one? Are you ready? Are you ready to do that? You know what I mean? And
Yeah,
once I figured out 10 years after, and I salute to my wife, because who gonna wait 10 years? A lot of women won't do that. They won't wait 10 months. So 10
yeah.
years is a big, you know what I mean?
No, that's dope. That's why, man. That's why I said, man. Once again, like for a young man to be with the same woman he was with through high school, that's a blessing. I'm always open, honest, and my biggest downfall is being young and with girls. But women are predators just like men, except they call cougars. So it ain't perceived as bad. But when I was young, being a man now, I can realize I got took advantage of, and it threw me off. Like I was 13 when I jumped off the porch with 19, 20-year-old women. I was 17, 18 with 30, 40, 30 and 40-year-old women. So it threw off my perception of what you look for in a woman and what you value. So that's why
Yeah,
and why I had baby mamas and why I was moving around so reckless. And after I had my last kid when I was 25, and I said my mama passing away was the greatest thing that ever happened to me because it gave me the time just to sit down and say, what do you want to leave for this world? And I didn't want
yeah,
a messy, reckless situation, bro. The situation I got my baby mamas is so unheard of, but we on good terms. They one of them be
yeah,
tripping a little bit, but we working on her. But the other one, bro, you would be so shocked on how good terms we are because it's really about the kids. Like I was young when I created these kids, but I understand they need a mother and a father. We get that
yeah,
as a team. So man, like I've created a strong unit where I'm out here thugging it for my kids, for my wife, and for my baby mamas because everybody
yeah,
needs to be successful around me. You know, it's all about
Yeah,
building an empire up. And once again, on TV, they show the negative image of the black baby mama and the baby daddy, or we can't work together for the kids, or we can't put the kids first. And you know, and I know, man, there's people around us who I be on the weekends going to these basketball programs. And like, hey, bro, it's a lot of dudes that's involved with their kids. Like these narratives
yeah,
have to be broken about men not wanting to be fathers and not wanting to be involved. Because I feel like everybody that I grew up with, and you can let me know what you think, but if they got kids, it seems like they involved. I don't know too many men who got
yeah.
children who not involved.
Me either, bro. Like everybody's situation is different. Like just because a person is lacking financially, or they still gotta find themselves, but they still got their kid, you gotta salute them some kind of way. Because I know, but it's like 50-50 with me. I know a lot of people that's there for their kid, but I know a lot of people that's not. You know what I'm saying? So it's like the people that's there, I always, you know what I'm saying, give my boys they flyers, my people they flyers. And I feel like us being black, man, like you said, that narrative is clear.
Yeah,
We deadbeats. We don't take care of our kids. We create families. We put stuff here. We don't want to take care of it. We out all night. We cheating. We do all this other stuff. You feel what I'm saying? So everything that I hear people say about a black man, I capitalize off of it. And I'm gonna show you that's not what every black man is about. You know what I mean? Just
one hundred
because I'm in
percent.
Kansas City and I stay in the hood and I gotta have a weapon on, I mean I'm a gangster. I'm protecting my wife. I'm protecting my family. They first. You know what I mean? Like I can't expect them to protect themselves. When I put my wife in a situation where you be my wife, I'm your leader. I'm your protector. Everything. You know what I mean? So I gotta lead you. I gotta lead my son. My son is I'm 33, he's 15. I've been here longer than him. You know what I mean? I got a little bit more experience. So if
Yeah.
you letting your kids out here just get their own experience, but then complain when they make mistakes and bump their head, who are you?
Yeah, and that's why I started paying attention to the gun laws and stuff like that. Because you know, and I know where we grow up, like they not everybody to get rid of guns. But when you
Nah,
watching good people do hard
hell no.
time for small stuff, you got to start. I had to start paying attention to the policies and what was being written and how we was being perceived, like you said. And when you
Right,
got
right.
a family and you got kids, everything becomes different. Like
Yep.
everything about the way you view life changes when you look at your child, and it's like, damn, bro, this is really about you now. And like you
Yeah,
said, bro, you
exactly.
start to see their face change and they get their mustache. Like for my boys to play
Man.
basketball, it's crazy because I didn't even like. Excuse me. Our relationship is weird because when Kobe was one and Jace was 2 months old, they mama moved out of Kansas City. So all they knew about me was that I played basketball from the little time they was around me, and I would see them for 2 months here, a week here. So all basketball was what we had. Versus JJ grew up here, he didn't give a damn about basketball at all. So
Yeah. Straight up.
on God, bro, I didn't talk to Kobe and Jace for a whole year. And on August 6th, I texted their iPad and randomly got in touch with them. And then their mama came home from work and seen I was on the phone with them. And they hung up real fast. And I was like, damn. And
Yeah.
she called back and she said, "You could the boys can come live with you if you want." And I hopped on the highway, got them the next day. And I've been a basketball trainer for the last 5 years. So
Yeah.
since my son's been in town since August, I've been training them every day. And to watch them
Salute, bro.
progress, man, it's hey, they gonna be.
That's a
It's
big
like
salute,
it's
bro.
crazy watching them get good, but it's like on the other side, like they my kids. You know, you normally when you can watch
Yeah.
somebody that is good at basketball, it's like, damn, that little dude good. But
Yeah. But
when
they
it's
your
your
kid, like,
kid,
oh
I
shit.
I don't even know how to feel when I watch him play, bro. I be like,
It's
man,
like you
come
don't even
on,
want to
cuz
clap for real.
I don't want to be happy for him, bro. It's like, come on, no, you like last game, he like I said, when he had 14 points, it was like, bro, he hit a 3-pointer, hit like 3 layups in a row. It was just nasty stuff to where it was like I was so happy, but it was so surreal that
Man,
like
that's the
that's my
ultimate daddy
child.
moment, bro. Like that's the daddy moment, bro. Like if you play sports, anything, bro, like and your child do it and they really thriving at it, that's the proud daddy moment. And salute to you, bro. Like I said, man, a lot of people be giving up on their kids. You know what I mean? They'll give up quick. They'll be like, oh yeah, the baby mama she tripping. I ain't got time to be dealing with that. Man, you better fight the same way you fight any war, any situation, any argument. You fight that. You better fight for your kid because
I
that's
just told my
you. That's
kids they
your
better ride for
offspring.
me and I ride for them. And they a lot of the reasons I started this platform because once the situation went down where I couldn't have contact with them, I needed them a way to know that Daddy still cared about them and they was smart. So when I started YouTube, at the end of every video, I gave them a shout out at the end of every video. And I didn't care if they saw it in 1 year, 5 years, 15 years, 20 years. They gonna look
Don't
back and
matter.
say, "Damn, Daddy was doing that back. Daddy was really
Yeah,
talking about me." And I just feel like, man, as men, we have to start thinking outside the box if we want to have a connection with our children. Like it's 2022, bro. You got the internet, you got Snapchat, you got TikTok. You better make a damn
Yep.
TikTok and sing happy birthday to your kid every year. Say what's up to him on the first day of
Yeah.
school every year. Like you got to use your
Yeah.
brain and show your children. Like, look, I couldn't be there because of X, Y, and Z, but this is what I was trying to do to show you that I still love you, that I still cared about you,
Yes.
and I believe in God and the law of attraction. And I prayed every day to see my children. Nobody else knew that but me. Nobody knew that as
Exactly.
every day that I was carrying my life, that I had two boys that I couldn't see, that I was in my heart. I was, bro, you know how hard it is to have two boys that you can't see out of town? But I couldn't show that
Mm.
weak side because I had a wife and children right here looking at me. So I still got to be that
Yeah.
Mufasa, you know? And I tell them, bro, I'm
Yep.
Mufasa, y'all Simba, but one day y'all got to hold down the pride land, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I'll
Yes,
know
sir.
what type of children I raised by how y'all thug it out.
Straight out. Man, I went through like we on this interview, so this is something I can speak on. And I went through a situation. Like my son been with me ever since birth. You know what I mean? Day every day. You feel me? My son is with me, whether I'm with his mama or not. Salute to his mama. You feel what I'm saying? Because she never was the type to keep him away or anything like that. But this certain situation, that's why I feel like being married exposed me to a lot. You know what I mean? A fake love, fake relationships with people and all that. Because not only your genuine people want to see you doing good. Everybody don't want to see you doing good. You can't brag and give your accomplishments and your accolades to everybody. They looking at it different. But I went through a situation. My son, nigga, I proposed to my lady 2017. I told my son, basically August 30th, it's his birthday. You know what I mean? I was gonna get married on his birthday, all that. You know what I mean? That whole year after that, you know what I mean? I didn't see my son. My son didn't even attend my wedding. And speaking on like what you were saying, like your baby mama gave you the opportunity to do that. You know what I'm saying? Like you didn't even know the reaction you was gonna get. You just thinking, oh, it's gonna be the same thing when they hung up the phone. Like to have your boy with you every day. You know what I'm saying? Everything. One, two, and three, X, Y, and Z, the ABC. You teaching them everything. And then the best moment of your life, you know, he's not there. You know what I mean? Like my wedding day was a hard day because my number one best man wasn't there, and this is my child. Like, why he ain't here for this? And it was a time of my life where it really put me in a dark mode. You know what I'm saying? I was in a very dark mode, and a lot of situations transpired after that because I'm like, damn, everybody here. You know what I'm saying? Everybody else is here. We here. You know what I mean? My wedding day was a lot COVID year, so dates kept getting changed. You know what I'm saying? There was a lot of stuff that was transpiring, and my wife, she was losing motivation, and there was a lot of stuff that was going on. I'm just keeping her motivated. But me, like being not even a black man, an overall man, leading your family, a real protector, a real leader, we have our moments, brother, where people don't understand like what we going through, like what's in our mind, because we're not the emotional type of people. Men can't be. I feel like, you know what I'm saying? Like I can't sit back every time I'm talking to my wife, I'm looking sad, or my head is down, or I'm
Man,
crying. You can't do it. You know what I'm saying? So in that situation, like a lot of people didn't even understand that day was the toughest day. A lot of people didn't know that was my son's birthday. You know what I'm saying? On my wedding day, he was not there. So I'll just say that to say, like, adding on what you said with your situation with your child's mother. That's dope, and I salute you. You know what I mean? My
yeah,
son, everything back good after my wedding. You know what I mean? Like
yeah,
everything went right back to normal. I'm like, damn,
same.
why I couldn't get there in the best moment of my life? You know what I mean?
I look at it like we supposed to learn from lessons we go through. Not, I mean, and you never can know that during it, but if you always look back, man, you learn something. Like, you know, I heard this quote, bro, when it's dummy fire. It say a bad day for the ego is a good day for the soul. You know what
Mm,
I mean? Because the day that you lose control and you really get out of yourself, man, you look back like, damn, bro, I shouldn't have tripped that much. It wasn't that bad. I
yeah,
could have handled it differently. But if you never
yeah,
lose your control, you never grow into a better person. You get what they're saying? So it's like a crazy catch 22 that every now and then somebody need to catch you slipping. They need to get you
yep,
off your rocker. You know,
yep.
like I say, man, my daughter is the reason I'm married. You know, my daughter was born when I was 20, and when I had a little girl, bro, on God, I didn't want to hold her for the first day. Because my first
Mm,
son that I had passed away at birth, and he passed away on October 11th. He passed
I'm
away from
sorry to hear that.
a chromosome disease called trisomy 18. And so my
Mm,
daughter was born on October 10th. So I'm in the same hospital that my son died in on my daughter's first day on life. So it was just
mm,
like, I'm in there, I'm crying because I don't want to hold her because it's like, last time I was in the hospital room, bro, I was holding a dead baby. And that
yeah,
gave me the perspective that I wanted a family because I grew up with my mom and dad, but they had a lot of domestic violence, and they wasn't married. And we was kids, you know. You heard that if your mom and daddy wasn't married, that you was a bastard child. So
yeah.
I always thought that my mom and daddy fought because they wasn't married, and that if I got
Yeah.
married, that I wouldn't have like a negative situation like my mom and dad did. And so, though
Yeah.
I didn't end up getting married to my daughter's mom, I still created like a dope family for my daughter. You know what I'm saying? Because everything in my life on God is about my kids, bro. Like how they say Jesus hung on the cross for us, bro. I'm dummy hung for my kids because I know what type of life I
Straight
could be
up.
living. I know what I could be
Yeah.
doing, and I'm a daddy 24/7, 365. It's all about them, and but that's
Yeah.
who we are as men, and that negative stereotype is painted. But man, raising kids is so fun, bro. Like, I mean,
It
I
is.
post so many videos on my IG, bro. I'm jumping off the trampoline with them. I'm jumping over the couch. We throwing football
Yeah.
outside. Like the other day, my son, like, they think they can hoop a little bit, right? So I had my
Yeah.
daughter on my team, and I said, we're gonna play the 15. Hey, and Kobe, he can hoop, but I don't know why he thought that he could beat his daddy. And I seen like I did a hezzy on one of them, and he got mad. I said, "Oh, you mad? Watch this." Hey, I broke his spirit, bro. I just started
Yeah.
just draining threes in his
Hey,
face.
hey,
He
you
was
got to
so
tell them where
mad,
they got it from. You got to let them know. You got to reassure them, like, okay, you got it from
man.
here. This is, you know what I
Hey,
mean? For
I
real.
said, "Boy, why you think you can beat me, bro?" I said, "The day you can beat me, I promise I'm gonna be so happy. The day you real life can beat me on this court, but I ain't gonna give it to you ever." But I'm
Yeah,
excited.
it's
Like
gonna be tough.
I'm excited to the day, bro. I really can play with them, and I can foul them and push them down, and I can drive to the
Yeah,
basket. And they can pull my shirt and tear it and scratch me. Hey, because that's how we
yeah,
grew up. So if I can
yeah,
push them to play at that level, hey man, y'all gonna go far. Y'all gonna go
yeah,
real
straight
far,
up. Hey, you already know, man. Like for sale, every time I played Johnny, I know you was coming with it. You feel me?
man.
I look over
I,
there like, oh boy, here he go.
I
It's about
always
to
say,
go there.
bro,
Hey, oh,
we grew up around so much talent. Like when you think about the basketball players we grew around between Paseo and Lincoln and Southeast and all the all of us, bro, it was just like so much talent to where if we had what kids got now with trainers
oh
and
my God,
AAU all year around and private facilities that you
bro,
can go, man, all of us in the
man,
league, all of us
all of us, bro. You see, shout out to Ramon Fletcher. You know what I mean? For
still
sale,
killing it.
Kansas City native, still killing. I'll never forget when I played against. Remember, because I forgot what team it was. I played with Brush Creek. He played it
He
with
played with
River
Rocktown. He played
Rocktown.
with he played with
Bro,
River Creek one year and then he went to Rocktown.
dude put up 51 easy. Left handed, kept doing the in and out move. You remember the in and out? That's all I used to do.
Bro. Hey, that was the
51.
hardest part
Shout out
about
to
going to
him.
Paseo. And that was the hardest part because I had to play behind him. So it wasn't like no time to get comfortable on the court or you know what I mean, you gotta get your rhythm. It was, hey boy, Ramon dropped 50 last game. Johnny, you get out there and get a turnover. Bro, we putting him right back
Yeah,
in. He
yeah,
only
yeah.
need 30 seconds to get cool anyway. So man,
Yep.
it was so hard. Hey, in practice, it made me so good though, going against him and guarding him and standing in front of him. Like a
Mm-hmm.
lot of my game I credit to having to play with him. Cause I mean, like I remember guarding him in defense, and we was about to go play for Sean, and then he went down there and dropped 50. So it was like, damn, bro. Like as much as I didn't score 50, I was a part of like, hey, I be on bro
Yeah.
enough to where that defense couldn't do nothing with him.
Yeah, straight out. Hey, since we speaking basketball, so who was the person who was that you never really wanted to face? I'm not saying no, you're gonna face everybody. You with anybody. So when you playing, who was the person that gave you the most problem?
Hey, on God, bro, Diesel.
Diesel.
Terrence
Shout
from
out
Hogan.
Terrence.
Hey,
Man,
bro,
shout,
cause hey, he was so tall. You know, him between him and George. I remember the first time I played against George Good. You know, George was 6'7",
yeah,
6'8",
good.
6'9".
Ray South.
So yeah, so man, being young, I didn't know how to play against size like that. You know, and seeing Diesel was somebody who could handle the ball and shoot. And bro, he was just so strong. Like I didn't lift weights. I was on the Allen Iverson mode, bro. I could get to the basket. So I ain't lifting not a weight. I don't care what you
Yep,
say. I get my first step
yep,
faster than anybody out here. But when I started
yep.
playing against cats like that who could throw that shoulder, man, it was wild. Another person who I really like that game, man, Jeff White. Remember, I don't know if you know Jeff that went to Southeast and
RP,
passed away. All
RP,
right,
RP,
rest in peace, Jeff, bro.
RP, yeah.
I,
Yeah.
I love Jeff, bro. Like I remember playing. He was on my first night hoops team. The first team I ever played on, Jeff was on, and Coach Coppridge was our coach. And that was when I got to meet anybody from Westport, and I got to know Jeff and Kelvin and Manuel and Gary and all. And rest in peace to Gary as
Yeah, my
well,
world
bro.
wine.
Yeah, and
Yep.
man, I really like Jeff's game, bro. Like Jeff was somebody who we used to go at it. Like we played, Milestone every Monday when Mike would drive around and pick us up in
Yeah.
that van. And every Monday, I remember
Yeah.
playing basketball against Jeff, bro. Him guarding me, and I was guarding him. And we had like a friendship that when he passed away, I was shocked at how many people knew him. Because I didn't know we didn't ever
Yeah.
go nowhere outside to play basketball together. So I didn't have like a public relationship like
Yeah.
Jeff, my homie. Wasn't no social media back then. So it was like, wow, like damn, we knew
Yeah.
all the same people, but you wouldn't know that until somebody died and everybody went to the funeral.
Yeah, exactly. Man, I had a lot of runs with Jeff. We used to play at Blue Valley Park, man, on 53rd Street with Diesel,
Yeah,
Jeff. We used to all be up there, you know what I mean? But he's Southeast. He was a killer, bro. He reminded me of Russell Westbrook.
yeah, yeah.
He just done had a bunnies like him, but like his aggression and how he attacked, he remind me of Russ.
Another one,
Mines,
Terrell Parker, man. Did you know Terrell Parker?
Terrell Parker. What school?
He played at Southeast as well. I want to say he
I
he
don't
got
remember
murdered. He
Terrell
got
Parker.
murdered like a year or two ago, bro. I went to elementary him. Like that was like I would go 4 or 5 years without seeing Terrell. And every time we saw each other, it was still love, man. And I know he got a son, little Terrell. He used to be at the basketball court on 31st. In my heart, I got to find out where his son is because I want him to come to my basketball
Yeah,
camp this
yeah.
summer. But everybody that they got murdered, like Jeff, the only one that didn't have kids, but Gary had 2 kids. Terrell got a kid, and man. That's the sad part is when kids lose their daddy.
Man. Mark Shears, RP Mark Shears, Central.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
yeah, yeah.
saying?
And
That
Big
he
Mark,
one
what's
of the
Big
dudes.
Mark that just passed? What's that? Mark Davis, ain't that his last name? Big dude.
Mark Davis.
He was
He
he
just
got
passed
he
away,
got
right?
he got passed away at he was at Domino's Pizza.
Damn, for real? See, I ain't hear about
Yeah,
that.
he got popped at Domino's Pizza probably like 6 months ago.
Damn.
Yeah,
What school did he go to?
I think he went to Hickman, if I'm not mistaken.
Hickman? That name
Yeah.
sound familiar. I just remember the school he
He
went
a
to.
real
Yeah.
big dude. He's probably like 6'3", 6'4", big light skinned dude.
Damn.
He,
RP to
he,
him,
he I
man.
think he played basketball out there as well. Because
Yeah, for
Ruskin
sure.
went to state the year we played in 2007.
Yeah.
I think Ruskin went to
Yeah,
state.
that's when they
Who,
had what's his name? He in the league right now. Willie Reed. Hickman had
yeah,
Willie Reed.
yeah. Yeah,
I
no.
played against his long.
Willie
His
was a
long as
sleeper.
hell,
I didn't
bro.
know much about him. I didn't know much about
I
Alec
didn't
Burke
either.
either.
Me either. That's why I'm like Grandview. We ain't play Grandview though. You know what I mean? Let's be hitting districts or going to state. We ain't really
But
play Grandview.
I went to one of his games and he still didn't look like he was a sniper that was about to go to the league. It was maybe he just had like a quiet
Yeah,
game or something. Who was your toughest
yeah.
opponent? What would you
Hey,
say?
I got three. My toughest one was Ramon Fletch. That's for sure. You know, what I mean, that's why I mentioned Fletch. Like I played against him not just in school ball, like AAU. I've been playing him, the Brush Creek League and everything. Like he gave me problems every time I played him. Another one, RP Fatback, Ryan Stoke, Southeast. You
Hey,
know what I'm saying?
actually, to speak about Fatback, you know that basketball court that they just dedicated to him, that they painted like his memorial on.
Yeah.
That's where I'm having my basketball camp at this summer. Like to tie it all
Oh,
together.
okay, for sure.
I'm doing it free in the hood because man, a lot of kids ain't got $10, but I want everybody to get the experience of man. I really can show y'all how to develop y'all game and talk some wisdom to y'all, and y'all ain't got to be out here doing some street in the middle of summer. Y'all got some free ice cream.
Exactly.
And to see like the concept of bro, like that's court is dedicated to our homeboy. Like that's the only dude we know who been killed by the police. That we know in a real life
Yeah.
situation that we can turn into something positive and help the kids around that neighborhood and just give back to the community in general.
Yeah. The fact you got to think about Ron Stokes, like I've been on Ron since we was in third grade. You know what I'm saying? Southeast, K through 8, Zoo Academy. But I went to King, you know what I mean? He stayed at Southeast. But I promise you, bro, like that's the biggest dude that got I ain't never met nobody as big as him that can whip like him. And his shot, he had one of the best shots I ever seen. Smoothest, best form ever. You feel me? And I ain't just saying that because he's fast. He was
Yeah,
a problem. Everybody know Fatback. If you hoop, you know Fatback. That is what it
yeah.
is. RP to Ryan Stokes, man. I hope he gets justice for you know what I mean? His mama's still fighting for justice to this day. He died in the mix of Trayvon Martin died in 2012, Ron died 2013, and Mike Brown died in 2014. It's like the same stuff we do for Mike Brown, the same stuff we do for Trayvon Martin, not underlining theirs like his is more important than anything, but he died in the heart of Kansas City in Pound like he wasn't doing nothing but trying to stop a fight. Police officer walked up behind this man, opening the door and shoot him.
They wasn't
Same
able to
way Ray
make money
Barnes.
off of it nationally though. That's you know what I'm saying. It was all
Exactly.
calculated profit off of it off the world. And that's the
Exactly.
unfortunate part about it. But like that's why, bro, I'm comfortable saying whatever I want on the internet. Because no matter what happens, if somebody can profit off of you, like what really showed me that this thing is a game is when you look at like a regular person like Breonna Taylor and a regular person like George Floyd, and the minute they get killed, 1 million people can go make T-shirts and make money off of them and print
Yes,
off
sir.
signs and go make
Black Lives Matter.
statues. And that's something like, oh, okay. So if y'all gonna try to monetize off me while I'm dead, I'm gonna monetize off myself while I'm alive, and I'm gonna get that
Exactly.
money to my kids and my kids' kids. You know what I'm saying? Because we got to look at
Yes,
it. If
sir.
something happened to you right now, Brandon, Everybody going, justice for Brandon, justice for Brandon. They ain't looking out for your mama or your wife or
Yep.
your kids. They looking out for how can we use this man's name and this man's face to make a dollar. And
Yep.
that's that's the craziest part about it is when you realize that's oh my god, bro, they
Yep.
really waiting for the next situation so they can make $1 million off of us.
Yep. The next black man to die, you know what I'm saying? So they can, or the next person to die, I can't even say black man. The next person to die, it's gonna be a big movement for like what? The average time I say is like 2 to 3 months. They gonna
Yeah,
loot, they gonna ride, they gonna justice no peace. I was a part of it. My wife did that with the Mike Brown. She was on the internship up there. I walked West Florissant with my son and my nephew to St. Jesse Jackson. We walked the apartments. We seen that. We seen where you know what I mean, where the store where they said he stole the blunt shells from. The quick trip still smoking. My son is walking right next to him. They got AK-47s with shirts on. They standing up on the thing on the quick trip. Walk to see Jesse Jackson preach. You know what I'm saying? Like this actually something that my son seen. You know what I mean? In the mix of him being what he was like at that point, 5 years old. You know what I mean? Walking with a SEIU shirt on, Union, and part of this. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's what I'm saying. Like, it's deeper than just the overall what people think. You know what I mean? Like us being who we are, like what you do for your kids, like you just said, what you did for your kids. You know what I mean? You train them, you've been training them ever since you got them. The opportunity to get them, and you doing everything that you couldn't do when you didn't have them. You know what I mean? That's what we do, and that's why we connect, and that's why you brought me on your show because we connect in the middle. You know what I mean? Like I'm all about my son. I'm family oriented overall. You know what I mean? Like you said, your family was full of bloods. My family was full of crips. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? Full
And
of them. You know what I mean?
I think that's the
Not one
coolest part
blood in my
about life
family.
is because they make it like Bloods and Crips are way different. Like, oh, we see him, they gonna kill. And like, bro, people was tripping more off like Click Clack and 5 A's Deuce than they
Yeah,
was like
hoods and
Blood and
shit.
Crip. You know what I mean? They was like tripping off hoods way more than colors. But
Yep.
the media don't tell you that. Like they make it like Bloods and Crips is like, oh, that's all it is, and it's like, no, man, it's way deeper. And then when I got older and realizing they beefing over hoods that your mama renting in, somebody else own that house. And then
Yep.
I had two cousins that lived in Shawnee Mission, so I used to get to go to Shawnee Mission, man, maybe like 2 3 times a year. And I would
Yeah.
when I got maybe like 15, 16, and I see that all of the stuff that we was like struggling to deal with, like all the violence and that they was glorifying in their neighborhood, it threw me for a loop because it was like people are profiting off our pain. Like I learned at a really young age that what you go through, you really got to deal with it in the privacy of your own home. Because the more people
Hmm.
you expose it to, the more people who gonna try to capitalize off of you.
Exactly.
Uh,
And that's why social media, I use it as a platform, man. I get on there and say some lyrics, some say a little something here and there, and people be inboxing, you good, everything all right? Well, I'm like, bro, I'm good. They say what's on your mind, right?
yeah,
So I can say a song, I can say a quote, I can say anything, but people take that blue app and that orange app and that Snapchat and that
and run
TikTok
with it.
too seriously.
I was
You
gonna
know
ask
what
you
I
though, what
mean?
age did you get into creating art? Because I know you said you're not you don't do music, you're not a rapper, you're an artist. So what age did you start creating art?
Uh, it was like 2010. You know what I mean? RIP Aaron Nunley, RIP AK Aaron Nunley. I seen him come through with an Apple laptop. You know what I mean? This is how I started art. You know what I mean? He came through with an Apple laptop. He had headphones on. I'm like, what are you doing? I played basketball, bro. Like, this is what I did. I couldn't rap, bro. What? Rap? Who? Where the basketball go at? But I seen him come through and he rapping. He was rapping, not no microphone, no mic stand, no speak catcher, no nothing. He just the laptop with the headphones on, rapping. Instrumental going. He's like, watch this, bro. And he did it. Put it on the speaker and it sound good. I'm like, this is 2010, bro. That's when you know what I mean, started. I'm like, all right, bro, that's cool. So I started, tried it. You know what I mean? Bro, I used so many cuss words. I cussed like 30 times in one verse. You know what I mean? He was like, hey, boy, he's like, boy, you said motherfucker like 32 times, boy. Like, you ain't even say nothing else. So then he gave me the name. That's who gave me the name B Nut. You feel me? Like, he like, boy, I feel like B. Like, he's like, nah, B Nut. You feel me? So that's where B Nut transpired from. RP Aaron Nunley once again. But that's where it came from. 2010, I started then I had this little little family group thing called FFC, you know what I'm saying? Based off my last name, Forbes Family Clique. We was doing shows, you know, all based off all my cousins and brothers. Like everybody last name Forbes. We was doing our little group thing. But like I said, everybody just get older and everybody, you know what I mean? It's either you gonna grow together or you gonna grow apart. And that was one of them situations. And I just grew apart from it. We all grew apart from it. Everybody did their own thing. I just really kept doing it because I feel like too many people always tell me, like my brother and my mama's my number one fan. You feel me? And they tell me all the time, like, nah, do something else. You know what I'm saying? Just put something out. You know what I mean? Do a video to that. You don't know who's listening. You don't know how they feel about it. You don't. It's this old to you. It can be new to them. You know what I'm saying? So that's where all I even started doing a little videos. I was just doing little songs, doing little shows here and there, rocking out, doing my little thing. And we was doing a little group thing for probably like a year. You know what I'm saying? Doing shows here and there, famous Johnny's, Boulevard nights, Westport when it was popular. They had a little thing on Wednesday night, open mic thing. We was doing that like every Wednesday, hitting up all the little spots, getting booked the little shows, Club Avalon when it was open, Club Blancas when it was open on Grand. We was just doing little shows. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, everybody just grew apart. They had life. It wasn't really they fuck rap or we got into it or anything. They just had life. Everybody had their own life they was dealing with. So they just started working, creating their families and everything, which I was doing the same thing. But I had the studio. I was the main attraction. I produced, did the artwork, recorded everybody. I booked my brother booked the shows. You know what I'm saying? It was like a all in one. I just kept going. You feel me? And that's just what it was. Like even it's crazy because I can speak on what I just had transpiring right now. You know what I mean? Like overall everything that just happened, videos, all that. I linked up with my guy from Southeast. You know what I'm saying? My boy Jesse V. Juan Juan Worship. You know what I'm saying? WUN. You know what I'm saying? I just got I do a distribution through him. You know what I'm saying? And my new EP that's about to come out. The reason why I rap is through distribution deal through my boy Jesse V. You know what I'm saying? DLLD, if y'all not heard of them, DLLD,
That's
that
dope, bro.
gospel group. For real, bro. Like that's why when you did it, it was perfect time because I really just signed a contract, got it notarized, and shot it back to my bro. You know what I'm saying? 6-track EP through my boy Juan, through my boy Jesse V, DLRD. You know what I'm saying? Upcoming gospel group, y'all need to tap into them. You know what I mean? They really do that real thing with the positivity, and they had something down here on 4309 Norton just this past weekend, outside event for the kids and everybody bring your kids and everything just positive movement. So that's why I'm saying like this interview came right on time, Johnny. Like
Yeah,
I
hey man,
just
like I
did it.
say, bro, the more you throw positive energy out to the world, you more you get it back, and that's all I want to do is pull the individuals up that I know good people, but I know the world will never hear their story if then somebody don't give them an opportunity. You know, they don't walk through a
Exactly.
microphone and look for people like me and you to give us stories. They look for somebody who's struggling or somebody who's missing teeth or somebody who can't talk a proper grammar. You know, the
Exactly.
first thing they want
Exactly.
is somebody with their head on straight and with a plan. Like my whole life, I've been told the way I think is different. Like my mama used to always say, "Hey, like girls be crazy over the way you look, but you're gonna get paid for the way you think." And when she passed
Yep.
away, everybody always told me, "Hey, you should start a YouTube channel. You should start a YouTube channel." But bro, I don't talk. Like you know me, I ain't a loud dude. I don't have no friends. I'm not a people person. So it took a
Yeah.
lot for me to want to start talking publicly. But I used to just sit at home watching YouTube and I'm like, man, I think I can do this, bro. I I really
Yeah.
think I can do this. And once I got into it and it got moving, it's like basketball. You know, you want to master your craft. You want to continue to get better. Like I feel like I'm still in rough
Yep.
draft mode, but I remember in basketball when I didn't have no left hand, and I was like, man, I got to get this left hand layup down, bro. I got to learn it. So I just learned. I look at
Woo!
life as like you say, man.
That
Everything is
was
an
a
art, and
struggle, boy. I ain't gonna
man,
lie, man. That was a
I
struggle.
literally and like my kids watch me play, and they watch the things I do. Like for instance, my second grade, bro. So I got a bad habit of throwing one hand passes, and he tried to do the same thing, but it's like he's second grade, bro. They stealing your shit every time. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So it's like
Straight up.
understanding that you're developing your art, but then you're also teaching it to someone under you. So you got to make that art efficient. Like I can't play street
Mhm.
ball no more. You know, I can't do all them crazy crossovers because now my sons think that's what you do in the game. So when I
Mm-mm.
play, bro, it's real life. Like I'm setting up an offense and I'm coming off the screen and I'm one dribble pull up, and the passes is right to the chest. I had to
Yeah.
change my game, but it also made me a better player. So like how the world is such a canvas, we never can get really good at anything. Like you can get good at it, but you're never great. You know,
Yeah.
like you'll never shoot
Exactly.
100% no matter how hard you try.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
you always have a
If you
reason to
get
keep trying. So
95,
yeah,
96, it ain't gonna be no 100 for sure.
yeah, and you can say like, all right, well you can hit 1,000 free throws in a row. We'll go 2,000. You know what I'm saying? It's always gonna be a way to push yourself if you think you've reached that pinnacle of greatness. And that's how I look at
Exactly.
YouTube or reading books or playing basketball. Like just always another book to read. It's always another chapter. And I'm a
Yep.
firm believer that when you really open your mind to becoming a better person, you start to view the world as a library. No friend, no man is your friend, no man is your enemy, but everybody is your teacher. You can learn something from
Yep.
everybody, even if you 100% disagree with their view, their message. It's something that they know that you don't know that you can add to your life if you're looking for it.
Yep. You can't be naive, you know what I mean, in every situation. Like you gotta be open minded. I tell my son all the time, just be open minded and be a leader. You see somebody doing something, you don't do it. You
Yeah.
create your own lane. That my mama told me that a lot. Like, bro, you do it, and they did it. I don't want to hear nothing. You're gonna be in trouble with
Yeah.
them. You know what I'm saying? So it don't matter who started it. You follow down that line with them, and that's just the life I live. You know what I'm saying? I try to really tell my son that and be a leader. You know what I'm saying? For my future kid. Like I said, I only have one child right now, but I just got married to my wife, and my first situation with my child, you know what I'm saying? That's what made me who I am. You know what I mean? At 16 years old, being on child support,
I couldn't imagine having one kid, bro. I got 7 of them things.
16,
But
17 on child support, you trying to be a hooper and you got a baby
I,
here and you got these, like, nah,
yeah, I
that ain't
forgot
winning.
you did have your first one in high school. I remember that because I remember little dude used to
Yeah,
be at the court on 31st was when he was real small. I remember now.
yeah. He's 15 years old now. He played the saxophone. Think
I
he
forgot that's
fly.
the
You know what
same
I'm saying?
kid. I forgot that's the
Yeah,
same
man.
kid.
That little dude always was with me. And don't get it twisted. He can play basketball. He ambidextrous. He can use both hands. He
Yeah,
just is more passion in music. And I feel like that's still me too, because I do music, I do art.
yeah, yeah.
So
That
for
made me
him
think
to,
about Jay, bro. Remember Jay used to be at the court. Well, he didn't lost with 2 kids. He
yeah,
lost to
shout out
Louisville.
Jay Barber, man.
Yeah, man, that's hey on guy. He's somebody else that when I was a kid, I hated playing against him. As I got older, I was able to compete with him. But if I had to add somebody else to that list that I hated playing against, hated guarding, it
Yep,
was Jay. For maybe
yep, straight
for the first 3-4 years, I couldn't do nothing with him. He reminded me of Tracy McGrady so much, so much.
up.
Game was
Yep,
so smooth, so nasty. But
smooth
man,
as hell, bro.
I'll say, man, Jay also like he motivated me. It sounds dumb to say motivated me to have a lot of kids, but he always had his kids with him. Like that's
Yep,
the one thing that I remember about Jay. Like he an
yep.
artist, he a tattoo artist, he a barber, he all of this stuff. Bro, Jay is an amazing father. Like that's something no one can take away from him. So for him to will go through the 2 losses that he's went through with his children and with the situation with his daughter, bro, like he's somebody else that you got to give them their flowers while they live. Like I love to put him
Oh
on the
yeah.
podcast and let him talk about his story, because nobody the
And
world
you know
wouldn't
that
believe it, bro. He
they
in
wouldn't,
Netflix
bro.
documentary if you heard about what he went through.
Man, listen. And that's like Jay is like one of the people I talk to all the like every day. You know what I'm saying? Like it grew from Purcell. I met Jay at Purcell Park.
Same, yeah.
Shout out Jay, shout out Yanni. You know what I mean? Shout out all my boys from Purcell Park. They know who they is.
Hey,
Stan.
Yanni has pulled a gun out more than anybody I know in life.
Hey, he got a business going too, man. He got a store. We gotta get the location. We gotta share that. So, you know what I mean? Pull up to my boy, he sell clothes, he sell women's clothes, he do it all,
I want to
man.
get him on here too because I know he got a crazy story too. Like I said, bro, we all dummy unique, and
Yeah.
basketball is the one thing that got all of us together, bro. All of us come from different lives, different experiences, but when we got to escape on the court, you know, we played against each other. It was dummy competitive, but when
It
we
was
ever got to be
run.
on the same team, bro, look. Hey, because
Man, Brandon,
when we played, bro, remember we didn't win. You had to win by 2, so we'd get to 11,
yep,
and the next thing you know, bro, it's 24-24. It's thirty
yep,
six
yep,
36.
yep.
Hey, foul him. He ain't scoring, cuz on God.
Yep. Ain't no free throws. Keep following that nigga. Yeah? Hey, bro, but listen, when you said everybody on the same team, that happened once. When we was looking for you, bro, we had a league. Curly put together. I don't know if you remember Curly.
Yep.
Curly put the league
I do
together. We
remember
was playing
Curly.
on Wayne. We was playing on Wayne. We crashed it. Like we crashed. Like I'm talking about, we was up the last game when they got mad. Whoever they was from over there, bro. It was like 80 to like 38. It was me, Damo, Yanni, Jay. We all ran. We
Hey, shout
ran
out
Wayne.
Damo, man.
Yeah, shout out Damo, man. You feel
Hey,
me?
Damo remind me of Jason Tatum.
He remind me of motherfucking Kawhi Leonard.
You right. Well, he in the middle. He in the middle. I say Jason Tatum because he light skinned. He just got braids and rock
Yeah,
them golds. He got a little
yeah.
soldier boy in him too.
Straight out. He a dog. He's a complete dog.
Yeah.
I have Damo run me with anybody, any team, any league. Damo gonna run with me because he
Hey,
gonna
I
get
love that little
bored.
dude. Hey,
He
he's
gonna
such
bring
a
that
hot head
aggression.
though. Hey, he's such a hot head.
Yep. He bring that same aggression on the court. That's why I like, yeah, come on. We need one of them on the court. We need a meta
Yeah.
war piece, or you know what I mean, on the court with us.
Hey,
Ben
at the
Wallace.
same time though, like I think it's cool, like because you know if you watch TV or you watch rap videos, it's all about like, or you even look at our homicide rate and it's like, bro, black men are murdering each other at a crazy rate. And it's like that may look like that, hey, but we really actually get along with each other. Like we all was
Oh,
from
yeah.
different hoods, grew up around different people, but we was all on 31st, or we was all going to 40th, or sometimes we go to Central. and we was able to
Yep.
all pull up and hoop, and it was love. It was you gonna respect us and we gonna play, but everybody was able to play competitive. Every now and then
Yep.
they get out of hand. I saw
Yeah.
remember Jamaican, the old dude,
Yeah. Oh, dude. Yeah.
him. I saw him the other day, and bro, he actually was getting into it with somebody, and dude was trying to go outside and fight Jamaican. It's still happening, bro. 20
Like he
years later.
cool as hell, man. He got a slick little. He got a
Oh
slick
yeah, I
little mouth.
remember
Remember
him.
him? Remember light
Yeah.
skin Jamaican dude.
Yeah,
Hey,
man, he a
you that's what I'm
he a
saying.
referee, bro. He refereed my son's games, and one of the coaches on the other team was trying to. He told Jamaican come outside so he could fight him.
Ah man, and Jamaica probably just still smooth like that. Whatever. It
Still
all good.
talking reckless. Yep.
Yeah, still talking a little reckless. You already know. Yeah, we had a lot of good runs at 31st per cell, man. I'll never forget, bro. Like before we pulled up, we already knew it was popping. Like as soon as we hit that corner right there, we see all them cars at the end. Oh yeah, it's popping. The whole bench popping over there. They got
Million
real runs.
percent.
Like who got last game? Who got last game? You feel me? Like, bro, we go back like for real, for real. We go back years, man.
And
Like,
the best part for me, bro, is I stayed around the corner from there. Like, actually, believe it or not, man, my mama's house was on Section 8, and we got evicted from that house when I was 17. I live in that same house right now, a block
oh,
away
that's
from
dope.
31st Paseo. But the
That's
neighborhood
dope.
is dummy nice now. Everything around here is redone. But when I first moved over here, I was 14. So you know how it was on little side goes off to the side?
Yep.
I would only play on those. I wouldn't even go to the full court. And I went to the
Yeah.
full court the first time because they needed somebody. 'Cause, like, I wasn't
I
confident in my
think I remember
game.
you telling me that.
And I remember going from like I only could play because they needed a man to I only could play if I called game to where it got to the point as soon as I pulled up, I hop in my car, they're like, hey, we got Johnny.
Yeah,
And
we
I be
got
telling my
Johnny. Yeah.
kids though, like, you gotta understand, you go through a development, bro. Like I was not always good at this game. Like I was terrible for a while. I got dominated, but it motivated me to get good at basketball. And I just told them if you apply those principles to anything in life, you can go as far as you want.
Yep. Don't ever tell nobody you can't be great at what you doing. I don't care
Cause
what it
you and
is.
me both, we under 6 foot and we both can get up over the rim. That
Man,
ain't just
listen.
you're right. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, they call me
I
King.
grabbed the rim
Hey,
the other day to show my kids I still could do it.
yeah, they think it's a game. I be telling my son, I tell a lot of people all the time, like, bro, they call me Kango. Shout out Northeast. You feel me? I was in a dunk contest my senior year with Renzi, the
He
best
got
dunker of my era.
dummy buddies.
Dude, this dude threw it off the back wall between his legs. Like, bro, I quit. I ain't about to do this little windmill. I ain't. You threw, and if everybody know Northeast Gym, bro, it's not the wall like right behind the goal. The fucking wall is like at least 10 feet behind. He threw it off the wall, caught it between his legs. Shout out Dominic Lane too. You feel me? He
He
did
was
some
dummy
crazy
talented
stuff.
too. Yeah, he was dummy talented.
hmm Yeah, that's what I was about to ask you. Like, who? So at your school, who you feel like is the one, like the one you would say, like you if you in an argument about Purcell, what name would you bring up, like to
Man,
solidify Purcell?
like it'd be hard to say one person because like growing up with the players and Pascal, like you got a different relationship of them. Like I'm sure the way you feel about Northeast, because I can think of
Yeah,
every basketball player at Pascal right now, and all of them nice and with the right guidance, they like would have been 10 times further. Like it ain't not a player. I always thought Lawan was just as good as Ramon. I thought KB was
Johnson.
dope. I thought Juice was dope. You know what I mean? I thought Chase was dope. You know what I'm saying? Like I thought
Yeah, hey
Monte. You know what I'm saying?
Chase
So
hard. Chase hard.
Ricky, you know what I'm saying? He another one, Gary, Darren, you know what I'm saying? Everybody that I just feel like Purcell was like a basketball factory because I know what our practice environment was like. And I know how
Yeah,
much everybody went at, and I'm sure it probably was the same at Northeast, just like it was at Southeast, just like it was at Westport. Like I seen Lorian Craig probably like a month ago. I remember he went for 47 against y'all, did he?
48 at our
40, yeah,
in our
48.
gym.
Yeah.
In our gym. I think it was like was it core warming? It was core warming. He put up 48 so smooth, bro. Shout out
Yeah.
Fino Jacquez, man. I told my boy Fino, like, man, he put 48 on you, Fino, man. You know what I'm saying? Come on, Fino, man. Like 48, bro. But yeah, LaRon Craig and Dalen, man. Shout out to Lil Dalen. You know what I mean?
I
Dalen
love Lil
Robinson.
Dalen's game, bro. I loved his game. He's somebody
Smooth
else
as hell.
that when I played against him, I knew he was gonna go real far. The first time I played against him was at 40th and Wayne, and I had never seen anybody like in person dribble the way he did. Like
Yeah. I played with him. It was me, him, Tyrone Hooker. Shout out Tyrone Hooker, man. Don Bosco. Me, Tyrone Hooker, Marcus Deming at the Power League in Hilltop.
yeah.
And Dalen, bro, look, that's when 50 RP Darren Jacobs, you know what I'm saying? He was still alive. I didn't even know who Dalen was. Like my little brother, hard, wow. Dalen, I don't know what happened, but he had a limp. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't even 100%, bro. He put up 30 easy. And he was like, if I'm a junior, he was at least like probably like an eighth grader, ninth grader.
Yeah.
50 easy, 30,
Another
whatever it
one is
was, bro.
Ahmad Wainwright. Hey,
Wayne Wright, shout out to Mod.
when I played with Ahmad and Ishmael for the first time, and they was younger than us.
Yeah,
I was at a gym. They daddy had opened up. Was that the Greg Center? And the first time I seen Ish and Ahmad, they was still some kids, and he was like, "My son's gonna play with y'all." You know how it is when kids get on the court. You like, "Oh, we gonna take it
yeah,
easy."
yeah,
Man, I knew at a young age. Honest to God, I always thought Ahmad would go further than Ish, just because Ish is taller, but Ahmad got that body of a
yeah,
guard. You know what I'm saying? He just so just powerful, but he
yeah,
just things happen in life. But I really loved both of their games. That's why I say Kansas City was like a basketball factory. Just a lot of us was
yeah,
misguided because you can look back at all of our who we are and where we are now, and we'll say that's where we
yeah,
got off track, and that's when we stopped caring. Because I know when I stopped caring about basketball. I know when
yeah,
I started putting girls and dumb stuff and drinking before girls. I mean before
yeah,
basketball. And if I could go back, I would have changed it. I remember walking through the
yeah.
mall with a cup of lean, just things that you look back like why was I even thinking this was cool? You know what I'm saying? I remember being in the swope on Sundays with the cars out, you know what I'm saying? Just
Yep,
wasting time when I could have been spending that time getting better at basketball, working on my left hand,
yep,
we're working on my step back jumper and stuff, just we was in our own way more than we ever understood it.
yep. I promise you, bro, because everything you saying is what I be on. You know what I'm saying? I feel like really like I popped into fatherhood. You know what I'm saying? Like once my son was born, 3 days into my senior year, you know what I mean? Like I popped into fatherhood and I really just I lost focus, everything. That's on
Yeah.
my senior year. It
I
wasn't
always say though,
basketball.
a kid wake you up like in a different way.
Yeah.
And at the time, whatever you going through, it really throw you off your rattle. But I'm sure you will say, looking back now, man, it made you the man you needed to grow and to be.
Oh yeah, man. Cause my son molded me to who I am to this day. That's my best friend. I was 17 when I had my son. You feel me? 33 years old right now. He about to be 16 this year, in August 30th. So it's like I wouldn't take nothing back. Like a lot of people be like, man, I regret that. I mean, there's a lot of stuff I would have did different. True enough, I would have did a lot of things differently. I'm not saying that, but at the same time, my son made me the man that I am to this day. He made me responsible. Of course, my mama molded me that. You know what I mean? She
Hell
she
yeah,
instilled that. But my son is like, this is my child. This ain't my mama's son. She ain't gonna do everything. My mama let me be. Hey, you put him here, you're gonna take care of him. Doing all that, I told you, I gave you everything you need, the basic essentials. So it's on you to do everything else. So once
yeah,
my son was born at that young age, and then I popped right into my relationship. You know what I'm saying? Like '07, I'm with my wife now. '06, my son is born. You feel? As soon as I graduate May 24th, I get with my wife June 1st. Because I was never with the in school stuff. Because it's a lot of, I feel like nothing would have never thrived in school because it's too much gossip, it's too much extra. So I'm like, if I want that, I'm gonna have to get that after I leave here. That was my plan. I'm a man of my word. Everything I say, I'm gonna stand on. I'm not gonna tell you I'm gonna do this and I'm not gonna do it. I'm going to stand on that. If I say I'm gonna do that, it's going to be done at that time. If I can't do it, I'm gonna give you my word that I can't. But I'm not about to just give you my word and don't do that. You know what I'm saying? So I got my wife's name tattooed on me 3 months in. You know what I'm saying? Everybody like, oh yeah, you ain't gonna make, you ain't gonna, you know what I'm saying? It ain't gonna happen. Well, wow. But I have a vision, it's like a premonition. I know what's about to happen. You know what I mean? I don't want to be cocky or sound too arrogant, but if I say I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna do it.
no, 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 bro. Speak your ish.
You
That's the
know what I
thing is
mean?
we got to be comfortable being cocky within ourselves. You spirit encased in
Yeah,
human flesh. You great. You a child of God, bro. You
yeah,
gotta
yeah,
when you show that confidence, bro. It's gonna rub some people the wrong way who in a lower self, who moving at a low frequency. But the people who looking to elevate, who looking for that enlightenment, they can be like, hey, damn, shout out to bro, man. That he made me feel
yeah,
better, and I feel like your music, you do that. You know what I'm saying? But when you
yeah,
understand that ain't just your music, that ain't just the content you make. That's when you walk around it every day. That's why I'm like, oh, I'm in this thing now because it ain't just
yeah.
really it's for
Straight
me.
up.
It's showing everybody around me like, no, you really could walk around feeling yourself, not rude, not arrogant, but to be proud of who you are and where you come from and what you stand on.
You're damn right. And that's like speaking on that music, like my latest video, it be like that. I'm gonna turn that whole slogan, you know what I'm saying? Not speaking on too much because I ain't got my copyrights and I don't want nobody jumping in and taking ideas. But yeah, I'm gonna take that and run with it. You know what I mean? That's gonna be a clothing line. That's gonna be, you know what I'm saying, bottled water. It's gonna be like that bottled water. It's gonna be like that clothing. But the song was transpired from because last year, 2021, was a real tough year for me. You know what I mean? Like I lost a lot of people. You know what I'm saying? 6 or 7 people that was like really close to me. On top of the people that are grandmas and aunties that made me who I am to this day. But last year, like, really took a toll on me. Got married in 2020. First year married, a lot of stuff transpired. You know what I mean? That I didn't know was gonna happen. First January, losing people. February, April, May, July. You know what I'm saying? Losing people back to back to back. I'm talking about everyday people that I'm around. You know what I'm saying? I've been around since they was either younger or, you know what I'm saying, they wasn't at what they was in life where they passed that. So it be like that was basically that's why I shot it at the cemetery. You know what I'm saying? It was a tribute to my grandma because she the reason I do what I do. You know what I mean? She was around for the little bit of part. Like I wasn't. I ain't saying I'm big, but I'm saying like I didn't have the voice that I got now.
You big, bro?
Yeah,
You
I had
moving,
a
you gonna be
voice.
doing numbers soon. You know what I'm saying?
Oh man, I ain't had them numbers. You know what I'm saying? Then and my grandma she passed June 3rd, 2015. And it really took a big toll on me. And I told her, like, I'm gonna make you proud, whether you hear spiritually or physically. That Forbes name they gonna hear it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
They gonna know what it is. And that video was transpired from everybody that I lost. You know what I'm saying? That's why the video come on. It's all cemetery. It ain't nothing, no cars, no money, no women dancing, throwing money, doing all that liquor stuff. We ain't doing none of that. It's for the people that can't speak right now. You know what I'm saying? Like I do music for my people that can't do it. You know what I mean? They ain't got a voice to do it. They ain't got people that have a voice to do it. You know what I mean?
yeah,
If I can rap, if I can put a video out here and I can put your headstone out there and let people know the person you was, and they don't even know who you are, but they know your name. I did something with that. You know, and they
yeah. You
never met
winning?
you personally, they don't know who you are, but they know your name. Like, who was Grandma Ruby or Ain't Ruthie? These big names to me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
My
no.
grandpa. You know what I'm saying? Like all these
Family
people.
legacy is everything, bro. I'm really big on family. My grandpa just passed away like 2 days ago, and
Sorry to
you
hear
know,
that, bro.
but no, it's dope because bro, I look at all of us wear flowers, and every flower has to end its life. From the minute you come out your mama, the only thing that's guaranteed is that you're gonna die. So
Mm-hmm.
how you live and how you leave your legacy, that's up to you, and that's why one of my quotes, I can't remember who it is we all have two lives, and the second one begins when we realize we only have one. Um,
Mm.
and losing my mama like made me realize this thing is real. Like I have two dead children. My first son passed away at birth, and my second son passed away at 4.5 months at SIDS. But if I'm being honest, that didn't
Oh,
really grow
yeah.
me up. It didn't really grow me up the way it needed to. You know what I'm saying? Like I wasn't the
Yeah.
man who could have led children the way I do now. So that's why I say everything you go through, when you look at it in retrospective, you needed it because I needed to be more mature. I needed to grow up in certain areas. I needed to not be so emotional as a man. Like I
Yeah.
always say, when I judge my father as a lot for his flaws and what he did, and I became a better man when I went and forgave my father. Because I never looked at life from his perspective or what he went through or what his life. It was just, you didn't do this and you didn't do that, and you wasn't good enough and you wasn't this. I have resentment towards them. I played basketball, bro, but I never got to play AAU because my parents didn't have
Yeah.
the money. Like when I went to Paseo, the coach at Shawnee Mission Northwest came to my mom and said, "Hey, we want him. We'd drive him to school every day. We'd move him out there." And my mom was like, "No, she didn't trust anything." And and players do that all the time now. But my mom
Yeah.
was real legit, so it really stifled my basketball career when I couldn't play AAU if it wasn't just rec or some milestone stuff that somebody else could pay for through a church league. I didn't really get to explore my talent until I became grown up. But
Yeah.
I also look at how many people we was losing. And my mom was a scary person, bro. I'm talking every time breaking news, a teenager shot, my mom was calling everybody, "Where's Johnny? Where's Johnny?" She was so scary, bro. Like I'd be at the
Yeah.
basketball court by the house. My mama would send my daddy down there every hour to stand at the top of the hill. So I look at it as a double-edged sword because my mom, she didn't let me really play basketball like my friends, got to travel around. But bro, I stayed out of trouble. I've never been in jail my entire life. I've never been in just so many things that you wouldn't look at me the way I'm covered in tattoos and the way I walk and the way I talk. Like,
Exactly.
no, I've
Yep.
never been in any type of trouble, bro. Like, we didn't
Yep.
grew up in poverty. My mama used to light candles and we sitting there reading a thesaurus. We reading the dictionary. I'm learning how to, we watch Jeopardy for fun when we had lights on. Like, she made me such a brainiac. But at the same time, I looked up to Lil Wayne, so my mama will do little stuff. So remember when bro when the bandanas came around with the rhinestones in them when we was
Yep. Yep.
kids?
Yep.
I
Yeah.
I really wanted one, and my mom was like, "All right, I'm gonna buy you one, and then I'm gonna take you, and we gonna because we didn't have no car, so we caught the metro to the landing, And she bought me the thing, and then she like, all right, put it on. And then we got on the bus, and she said, all right, now watch this. And I just saw how everybody was just staring at me. And I thought
Yeah.
I was gonna look cool because we kids, we look up to the rappers and Lil Wayne and the Hot Boys, and that's when I learned,
Yeah.
hey, the way they dress is corny, bro. They can't be doing that in real life. And
Yeah.
so
For
gaining
real,
those
bro.
perspectives, like it helped me grow into who I am now because we got so many. Like I say, like growing up, where we grew up is like a cheat code through life if you make it out.
Yep.
Cause you see both sides how to live, and most people can't live where we come from. They will
Excuse me.
fall apart under pressure so fast, bro.
Yep, man. Listen, there's been so many situations like I'll never forget. I was my mom still we stayed on 25th and Chestnut. This is like if people don't understand where Chestnut is like 2 blocks off Prospect. You know what I mean? The 27th and Prospect, and Notorious, one of the notorious blocks in Kansas City history.
You
We
can
was
look up
like
the
2 blocks
prospect
from
killer
there.
and all that stuff.
You know what I mean? Go look up Terry Blair, man. Prospect Clitter. But yeah, it was a situation. It was a party. We had a party in my house or whatever. I was probably like, I say like 11. You know what I mean? And my brother, I'll never forget my oldest brother. Shout out to my brother Monty, man. You know what I mean? He was in the back hanging up clothes. You know, so I think it was like a birthday party or something. He was in the back hanging up some clothes. That's when we had the little strings. We still did that. You know what I mean? Drawing him in the back and all that. So he back there getting the
I
clothes or
hella
whatever.
remember that.
You know what I mean? With the little needles, little pins, whatever they got. Yeah, he back there getting those, whatever. And
Hey, somebody
then
stole my Jordan jersey doing that.
man, bro, we had the lines. I'm talking about hanging up back there. You feel me? Bro, back there getting out of his clothes. He was washing whatever. Shots ranging out. You know what I mean? Out of nowhere, just like at least probably like 10 or 15 shots out of nowhere. My mama screaming, trying to get him. You know what I mean? My auntie get my mom, get her down, not even knowing that. You know what I mean? My brother could have got shot and killed. You know what I'm saying? Like right there in the back, just doing normal stuff. We kids. If I'm 10, my brother he 3 years older than me, so he like 13. You know what I mean? Just doing typical stuff, but getting your laundry at the back of your house, you can get gunned down.
I remember we'd be
Because
at the
my neck, you know
basketball
what
court,
I'm saying?
bro, and people would ride down around down that being on Paseo, the street curve, and they would have the
Yep.
guns out in the car, and we had
Yep.
choices like either get down or to keep hooping.
Yep. Like you can't even play basketball. Man, it's a lot of people that just die for pointless, senseless stuff. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Like stuff
I've
you see
I've
on
talked
movies, you be
about, bro.
like,
People
damn.
pull guns out because you beat them in basketball. Like that real life happened to me multiple times. Like I didn't beat
Yep.
somebody and they didn't pull the strap out because I'm happy that I won. Like I'm just happy that I
Yeah.
won this game. I thought I was gonna lose. You look like you was better than me by the way you
You
dressed,
know what I mean?
and
You
they get
talking
mad and
all
pull the
ratchet.
yeah. When I was 16, the neighborhood drug dealer got shot on my front porch. His name was Nate. Right here, the same house I live in right now, right around the corner from
Yeah.
the house, the corner on Paseo. I was walking home, and when I got to the corner on 27th, I seen my entire house in police tape. And if you would
Yeah.
have
That's
watched the news that
Nate.
day, yeah, Nate, yeah, light skinned Nate,
I remember Nate.
yellow boy, yeah, he got shot on my
Young boy,
porch.
yeah.
Yeah,
Man.
my daddy opened the front door and he fell in the front yard. Yeah, he was the homie. But if you watch the news, all you seen was my mama crying on the news, and you see my little brother and my daddy. So everybody was
Wow.
calling my mom like, "Oh my God, Johnny got shot. What happened to Johnny?" I'm at the court playing basketball, so my entire
Yeah.
family is freaking out. Everybody at the house. I walk around the corner dribbling my ball. I'm happy I just won. Everybody run up to me crying, tackling me, all that and stuff, and tears. I'm
You like,
dummy
what's
confused,
going
bro.
on?
What they right? Wasn't no cell phones back then. I was so lost, and that's why my mama was so like protective of me. Yeah, cause stuff like that
Mhm.
popped up. Yeah, and they got shot on my porch.
That was 2000, man. I'll never forget 2000. I don't know exactly the date or the month or whatever, but it was 2000 because they got Nate's name on. I don't know if it's still there. They probably remodeled it or whatever. They had his name on the goal.
Yeah, he got shot by the dude that stay across the street. Well, used to stay across the street, Leroy. Oh God, Leroy came over
Wow.
like a few months later. And said, "Hey, I'm sorry for shooting at your house. Swear."
Wow. RP to Nate, man, at the Cell Park
Yeah,
legend.
man.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, no,
And
it
that's
was
crazy
it
because I was
was
about to say that too. I was about to say RP to Nate. He died in 2000. I was like 12 when it
yeah.
happened. I'll never forget it.
Yeah,
But
so
yeah,
just
crazy.
that made my mama like real dummy. I couldn't do nothing. I couldn't go nowhere. Cause remember, I think James got shot too. James that used to be at the court. Ended up he had a limp after a while because he got shot. If I ain't
Yeah,
mistaken,
Big James. Yeah.
yeah. So that was my mom's main thing. She always used to say, "I can't keep you away from the girls, but I'm gonna keep you out the streets."
Yep.
And
For
I
sure.
had to learn. She was right though because she was like, "You'll learn your lesson on your own messing with the girls," and she was right.
Yep.
Because at a certain point,
Everything I'm gonna
like,
tell you ain't gonna tell you.
because when you young, bro, when you had like, I had a roster. I was reckless. I always say, bro, I did more by 22 than the average man will ever do in their whole life. I did numbers. But
Straight up.
when women start playing with my kids is when I had to realize that that was the karma for my actions. You know, you can move recklessly and play with all these hearts and think it's all fun and games, but they control them kids, bro. So that's why I had to start walking the straight and narrow. It wasn't about me. It's real life. I had to put myself in the best position so nobody can fight against why he should be good enough to raise his children, you know?
Yeah, for sure. Like
Because
you control your
I
own
ain't went to
destiny.
court. I've never went to court. I've never fought for custody, and I raised all my kids. But that's because my baby mamas look at me and say he's good enough. He's a stand up. My kids need him in their life daily. It's
Yeah.
more valuable for them to live with him and visit me than the opposite around. And you know, not a lot of women. I got two women that came up with that concept, and that don't happen normally.
No, they don't. But that's a reflection of you though. You know what I mean? How you carry yourself every day, day to day. It ain't nothing that they just coming up with. You know what I'm
Not
saying?
at
They gotta
all.
have you got credibility, man. Like that's why I tell people a lot of times, like, you only get one name, you only get one body, you only get one life. You know what I'm saying? You gotta have good credibility out here. Like I don't like me personally, I've never been in a shootout, been around them, you know what I mean? Of course, like this product of my environment once again. But I've never been in there, never been shot. Adding to what you said, never been to jail besides a little traffic stuff, you know what I'm saying? Little moving violations. But that's it. You know what I mean? Like people don't want to kill me out here. You know what I mean? I like keeping good standards with people. Like I don't want to have people when I leave out the room, they got something bad to say. I want them like, yeah, he's a cool dude, bro. He good. You know what I mean? And that's the type of person, that's the type of people I want to be have around me. I don't want people around if you got all these problems, you know, always negative, there's always something bad to talk about. You ain't never got nothing to be positive about. You know what I mean? Like you can't do that around me. You got to be positive. You got to speak on accolades. You got to say, all right, I'm going to do this time and have goals. Have ambition. If you don't have
Yeah.
that, like, what are we talking about? Me about to be 33 years old when I was just 18, hooping, dogging dudes in school and doing dogging Johnny on that court. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, about to be 40, 33. You know what I'm saying? About to be 40 years old in less than 10 years. So I feel like you got to make it count for real.
Yeah, man. One thing that my grandma used to say to me, you know, grandparents, bro, they talk different, but um, she always, you know, she really was on me about my hair. Like I had braids, but she had
Yeah.
told me that you're a walking resume. So when you walk in the room, automatically people then judge you whether you like it or not.
Yep.
Man, when I was 14, I got my hair braided for the first time. You know, Iverson was the thing right then, right?
Yep.
I
Boy.
go to my I go to my grandma's house, dummy hype, because I got braids. You know, she the older generation. She said, "Boy, ain't
Yeah.
nobody ever gonna take you serious with that hair on your head." And my heart was like,
Like
damn,
what?
grandma. But when I got older, I started understanding what she was saying about how the world views us. You know what I'm saying? How
Yeah.
you a walking reflection, how you talk, how you walk, how you carry yourself. And you gotta look around and say, who's associated with that style? And
Yep.
if you are gonna be associated with that, then what are you doing to differentiate yourself? How are you gonna let somebody know you different? You know what I'm saying? And that's what I like, this platform like this. I get to speak, I get to open my mind. So yeah, you can look at me and see that and see this, but this is who I
Yeah.
really am. And I say my kids speak for who I am. That's where I am in life.
Yep.
Like, cause no matter what you say, somebody ain't gonna like it. Like, there's no way to say everything perfect. You know, I can say
Yep.
my favorite color is red. Somebody gonna say, what's up, cuz? You know what I'm saying? Like, I can
Yep.
say I like the Lakers. You gonna say, well, what, you don't like the Warriors? You know, it's always gonna be something. So as long as the people around you love you and value you for who you are, that's really all that matters. You know, yo,
Automatic. Yep.
if I like I said, bro, if I never see my kids again today, and they grow up to be great people, then that means I left a great legacy behind. And that's more valuable than any dollar. You know, my daughter the other day, she's 12, and she told me, she said, Daddy, you know, $1 billion couldn't replace you. And
Mm.
I didn't even know what to say to her, man. I was just like, damn, bro, that's cool to hear, because it'd be nice to have 1 billion right now. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
you know,
but for
for
your
real.
kids to look at you and really love you that much, man,
It's
like,
priceless, bro.
it ain't no words to put what it's like to be a father or to experience watching somebody grow up. Because I don't feel like I'm they parent, if that makes sense. I feel like I'm growing up while they growing up, because I became a daddy so
Yeah.
young. Like, you know, I was 20 when she was born. You was 16, so we both
Yep.
were kids. Like, all right, let's figure this shit out together, man. You know,
Yeah.
and it being
And
a
that's
little
exactly
girl,
what I
it's
told
really
him.
like different, because I feel like my daughter taught me how to treat women. You know, because I never could
Yep.
understand a woman, but me having a little girl at the age of 20, like, I'm 25, she 5, bro. You know how many daddy daughter dance I done been to? Hey, on God, we went to see
For sure.
Frozen, bro. and it ended.
Excuse
And she started crying. I said, "What's wrong, baby?" And she said, "I'm just so sad because it's over, Daddy." Hey, we walked around to the front page and watched it again. Like I'm that type of daddy, bro. Like, but it
me.
taught
Damn
me a
right.
different type of empathy, not to share that with the world, but man, the people that matter to you, like you really gotta let them know what real, genuine, pure love is, because there's a lot of snakes in this world and in this environment
Oh
that we
yeah,
come
bro.
from.
Oh yeah, it's a lot of masters in disguise. Like I talk to my brother a lot of times about like people you've been knowing a long time. It don't matter, bro. Like if you're at a certain point in your life and they not there, not everybody, but a lot of people they don't like that. You know what I mean? Like if you've been knowing somebody, say for instance, 20 years, and in that 20 years, I got growth. You know what I mean? I didn't separate a lot of stuff. I didn't accomplish a lot of things, but you ain't really did too much of nothing. So every time I come and talk to you, but I'm talking to you like a brother, because 20 plus years, that's brotherhood. That's how I look at it. But when you talk to somebody and they not intertwined in what you're saying and they not engaging like you thinking, don't ignore your first mind. That's all I'm saying, because
I was
years
gonna say what I
and
learned about that, bro, is people can only view you through their level of growth. You know what I'm saying? So even though y'all
yeah,
been knowing each other 20 years, if they never grow, then y'all start to view each other differently. So while you thinking y'all should be cool, they kind of build up resentment towards you. You know what I'm saying? Because they thinking you
yeah,
change. But it's like who works
yeah,
hard to stay the same? Like with growth comes new opportunities, come new lessons. You have to change in order to adapt. And most people they comfortable where they are for whatever
yeah,
reason.
yeah. And that's the thing. Excuse me. That's the thing with me. Like I'm all about growth, and I feel like at this point in time in my life, I feel like growth requires a lot of separation. You know what I mean? Whether it's friendships, whether it's this job over here, and I want to be a business owner. You know what I'm saying? I can't just keep doing this thing over here, and I want to be this person. You got to start somewhere. You know what I mean? Like the biggest companies in the world started with nothing. With the little office with the fold up chairs, with the laptops, trying to come up with something. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So if I'm gonna do this every day, just keep clocking in and keep working for this person and making them rich, I might as well make myself rich. I
That's
mean,
why I
and
say everybody's
sacrifice.
meant to be successful, bro. Because we all can have that drive to do it. And you know, I don't meet a lot of people in the world, but everybody is good at something. And if you find a way
Yeah,
to get paid at that, you don't get paid on day one or day five or day 50. You know, but if you look up, you stick with it enough, you start monetizing your life and your art. And everybody, if they was getting paid to do what they love, our society is different. You know, you walking around at a
yep,
higher vibration, your frequency and all that. But nobody,
yep,
everyone tells you that you can't. You know, I feel like school kills the creativity. Like with Purcell, when they took sports out, I mean, yeah, we went to an art school, but the worst thing that ever happened to me is I was a theater major at Purcell, and Miss Connor said, Johnny, you got to make a decision. Do you want to do you want to be an actor or do you want to be a basketball player, bro? Get the hell out of here. Hey, speaking of
no
that though,
brainer.
I was in a movie and it's called The Best Day of Your Life, and it debuts April 26th in the film festival here in KC. So I actually
Oh,
still
for real?
came full circle. Yeah, I got to be an actor, but you know they stifled me. If I could have been an actor and a basketball player, I go a lot further. I go to college on an acting scholarship or something like that because now acting is like dummy easy because I understand stepping into character, and when you master your emotions and get into meditation, you can accomplish
Yeah.
anything in his brain. You know what I'm saying? We all switch characters if that makes sense anyway. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
And when you
Oh
grow
yeah.
up in the hood, you gotta mask a lot of you gotta pretend to be tough more than what you want to be. Like you see so
Yep.
much guns, you see so much violence, bro. You gotta pretend that you comfortable knowing like, hey, they could shoot this party up. Or after our games at the field house, remember we used to have to sit inside while the police broke up the fights and all that stuff outside.
Yeah.
So as kids, it seemed like man, they just some little reckless thug little boys. But nah, man, that's fear. Even the little dudes I see now, when you see every little dude got a gun on their hip, man, them boys look scared as hell in the face. If you look at their mug shot when they be on TV, they look like they about
Oh
to
my
pee on
God.
themselves. They not no
Yep.
gangsters. They just don't know no better. But I gotta carry a gun because everybody else got one.
Yep. And it's like a prime example is like I got what you think like 2014, the little TK rapper dude from Texas. He was doing a lot of little murders. He was on the run, posting a video in front of his little mugshot and all that.
Yep.
I do a lot of like CSI, Crime Watch Daily watching, like a lot of CNN and all that, bro. And he got like I think he had like 30 years, bro, for capital murder. And he only like 17 years old. You know what I'm saying? Like, but he thinking, okay, I'm tough. I'm out here. I'm showing people I'm on the run. He cut the little. He was on house arrest. He cut the bracelet off his leg. You know what I mean? Shooting videos, being tough. But now you're in that courtroom with these glasses on, acting like a Muslim. You know what I mean? No disrespect to the Muslim. But now you want to what you want to do now? You was tough out here saying you want to race, you want to run. That's what I'm saying. Like, there's
Hey,
no guns in there.
I feel like what cracking cocaine did in the '80s is what social media is doing to this current
Yes,
generation.
sir. Yes. Because if you look on social media, like it's so irritating. It's depressing because the same people I don't need no attention. I don't need this. I don't need they live at work, at the restaurant, at church, at the son's recital, at the son's basketball
And it
game,
ain't
at
no
the nail
guidance,
salon,
bro. Like,
everywhere.
with us, we grew up around family. So it was, hey, don't do that. Get your elbows off the table. Say yes, sir, no,
Yeah.
sir. Open that door.
Hmm.
Social media, there's nobody to regulate it. If you say something to correct somebody, that's offensive, So
Yep.
everybody congratulates bad behavior. So if I'm watching that, how do I get attention too? I got to outdo
Exactly.
them, And because everyone seeking attention, they all finding a false validation of it. And it's just creating a cycle of unhappiness and depression amongst human beings.
Yeah. And like speaking on one of these topics, like I'm nowhere near against homosexuality at all. I'm not homophobic or anything. Just putting that out there before I even speak on what I'm speaking on. But one thing I don't like about this generation is too underlined. Like if you go to Netflix, you got a whole channel with LGBTQ community. Like it's a medicine commercial. They have medicine commercial where you have two males kissing. Like what if my son is? Then it's like I done heard stuff about Fortnite and Roblox where they got like naked little things, little whatever they do on there. You see what I'm saying? Like why are they doing this on these games and why are they promoting this so bad
Hey, I feel
in
a,
the public eye?
I feel a lot of it, man. We got rocked to sleep on it because, and I say this by myself. When I was younger and I was hearing the concept of black this and black that, I was like, oh, okay, that makes sense. And then when you realize they start was trying to separate us into a category, it wasn't really including like Black history and part of America, but it was putting us in a box. And once we
Yeah,
start waking up to, hey, this ain't really doing nothing for us. This is kind of stupid. This is kind of dumb. There was a knock on the door. But if you want to be real, the reason that we got rocked to sleep with is because Obama is the one that opened the door for it. That's why we didn't see
hmm,
it. If you go back and
yeah,
look at when Obama was president, you know how they normally had the lights on the White House where it's red, white, and blue. It was a
yeah.
rainbow. It was a rainbow flag. Like
Uh,
I said, we was so down with Obama because he had the NBA players there and he had the rappers there. We didn't even know what his agenda was. We wasn't really his base. We were just kind of, hey, we just gonna use these niggas to get what we were trying to get.
yeah,
and
yeah,
that's really where it was. So that's why I've learned to look at life and it's everything that's happening. You gotta slow down and say, hey, how did they accomplish this? And it's always off the back of the black struggle. Like if you go back to the
yep,
original civil rights bill in 1964, they amended that bill to add LGBT. Versus
mm,
go listen to what Martin Luther King said about them. I ain't got no
yeah,
problem with him either, but I know what that man's what he said. I know what
yeah,
Malcolm X said. I know how the so it is what it is. But I've noticed if we don't, that's why I'm not with the pro black movements. I'm not with any of that because it ain't getting nobody nowhere. It's getting somebody else paid. Them Black Lives
yeah,
Matter chicks made $90 million, but it ain't doing nothing in our inner city. The homicides are still happening. Kids still don't have daddies. The streets
hmm,
still look bad. Eviction is
yeah,
still happening. You know what I'm saying? Like nothing is happening around people. So I'm not about to support whatever y'all tell me was on TV that should matter to me because it ain't really helping the kids around me. Like I got to
yeah,
talk to some kids in a juvenile detention center last month, bro. And everything I said had their eyes so open. But the teachers was like, no, 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 don't say that to them. Don't say that to them. It's because they black. It's because they this. And it's like, that's destroying the minds of us. Kids don't want to hear that. We want to know
yeah.
how we can eat, man. All of us. We all, that's what I say, everybody's a genius because everybody has something inside of them. It only takes one idea to make you $1 million.
That's
Everything
real.
you see around you, somebody thought of. The washer, the
That's real.
dryer, a car,
Yeah,
the
yeah,
the fan, a remote ceiling fan, remote for your TV, everything somebody had to think of. So if they can think and they got a brain just like I got a brain, well, I can think of something too. So don't tell me
exactly,
because I'm black that I can't come up with an idea to make me $1 million. Cause I
exactly.
watch, I'm watching Elon Musk make Tesla. So if he can do that, I can do something too. You know what I'm saying? So I just look at the idea of we all getting too intelligent and you got to do something to stifle our consciousness. So I got to
Yeah.
make you feel like you can't do it because we become what we think about naturally. What you focus on, you know, you're an artist. When you sit down and create your art, when you get to pen and paper, that's what you manifest. That's what you create.
Yeah. Exactly.
So if we
Exactly.
always thinking about creating greatness, that's what we creating. But what if I can make you think about racism 24/7? What if I can make you think about this negativity on this music? What if I can think
Yeah.
about girls twerking 24/7? You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? If I can make you think about negative things, and that's naturally what you're gonna acquire into your life. And if we change our frequency, then we get different seeds and we get different trees. You know?
Yeah, for sure. And I'm all about that, man. Like I said, I'm all about growth, man, and being open minded. You know what I'm saying? And being open to different opportunities because you can't be closed minded. You can't just be one track minded, especially being in our environment.
Yeah, that's why I
Like,
say we got to get off the national wave of black this, black that. Like I told my sons, hey, on God, I told my sons and my daughters, I said, if y'all don't remember nothing else, remember this. I said, if somebody is having a conversation with you and they bring up black, it ain't real. I said, because in
yep,
business, skin color don't matter, green
yep.
matter.
Green
So
matter,
don't
exactly.
let nobody manipulate you or talk because they trying to talk down to you. They trying to condescend you. They trying to
Yep,
emotionally move you. Because
yep,
my daddy always said, I don't care what color they are, as long as they pay me at the end of the week.
yep. It don't matter. Like you said, all that matters is green. In the corporate
Yeah.
world, in the business setting, that's all that matters.
And I just
So
watch
even
TV too much. And when all the people who bring up color, they all got somebody crying or sad or emotional, or it's always to
yep,
move you. And as me and Will, I don't need no emotion, bro. I'm here for logic and for real stuff. That emotion can sit to
yep.
the side.
Yeah, you can sit to the side, exactly. And while we here, because I feel like a lot of people ain't speaking on this certain topic. I know this is not something we supposed to speak on. But how you feel about the Brittany Griner situation in Russia?
Hey, if I'm being honest, I don't know much about it just because I don't watch TV. Like I watch basketball highlights. I don't even watch full games no more. Just because I'm
Yeah,
not with a lot of I'm not with a lot of the commercials, and
yeah.
I got 7 kids, so I'm really a daddy. So my daughter's favorite show right now is Songs for Littles. So I'm watching a lot of nursery rhymes. My
Okay.
son's favorite show is PJ Masks. So between Songs for Little, PJ Masks, and watching my son, my Kobe favorite player is John Morant. Jay's favorite player is Lamelo, and JJ favorite player is Trey Young. So if we ain't watching their highlights, or if we ain't watching some Kobe Bryant or some
I got
WWE,
you.
we always So man, that's what go on in the world. I really don't have a idea. Not that I think I'm better than anything, but
I understand.
just hey,
I
hey,
got
having
you.
7 kids, bro, is like next level. Like you got to have like a super brain to know what's going on in the world and raise 7 kids.
And keep that balance. You know what I mean?
Man,
Yeah, I spoke on it because they saying like from what I'm looking at, I don't know too much about it. I don't think I know they found some cannabis oil in their luggage and all that. But a lot of people saying they ain't speaking on it if it was a Kevin Durant or if it was a James Harden or LeBron James, it'll be breaking stories, breaking news everywhere. But just because it's WNBA, which they don't get the same rate, and this is for the WNBA, you know what I mean? Because I feel like if they do the same thing that we do, you know what I mean? They perform at the same level we do. They practice like we do. Why they ain't being compensated or get the same attention in a microscope the NBA do?
I think politically it ain't like right now. You said she in Russia.
Yeah,
Politically,
she play overseas
it
over there, I
wouldn't
guess.
it wouldn't really benefit the media one to talk about that. I ain't gonna say it wouldn't really benefit, but like think about That's why I make you look at the presidency different because Joe Biden the same one that said if you don't vote for me you ain't black, and the whole world told us that Donald Trump was racist, but he got all three of them UCL players out of China. I want to say who it was he got ASAP Rocky out of London. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So it was people when they was getting in trouble. It was like, hey, if the racist dude can do it, why the dude to say you don't vote for me if you ain't black can't do it? So once again, I
that's
think it
real.
it, it should open a lot of people's eyes on how we getting misled by who's in power and how they can say whatever they want and kind of control us. Because I don't really know what happened with Brittany Griner, but I can almost guarantee if this situation with this black woman happened under Donald Trump, oh, that shit is everywhere on TV. They just like it
That's
was
real.
when them UCL, you know what I mean? So that's why I say it ain't politically important. It's we got y'all vote, shut up to the next 4 years. Now, however,
Yeah,
if this situation was happening, let's say around 2023, like because the election is 2024, right? So if she was in
yeah.
Russia right then, oh yeah,
Yeah.
black woman in
You know
jail,
what
we
I'm
need we need her, and then they would have everybody go get her out, and then they would vote. Like believe it or not, I want to say it was Martin Luther King. When Martin Luther King was in jail, the reason JFK got the Democratic vote is because like I think Coretta Scott King had reported that JFK called Martin Luther King was even when he was in jail. I'm not sure if it was JFK that called him or the other presidential candidate, but somebody had made a phone call while they was in jail, and it seemed like they supported it. And that's how this thing has always been worked, man. It ain't ever been really to help us. If it's on TV, it's kind of like you gotta take it with a grain of salt. When I
Yeah.
was in my first movie, bro, and when I had to say the same line like 10 times in a row, and they say, "All right, now say that again with more emotion. Now say that again. Now try that again." Like it makes me look. I can't watch TV the same because everything I know. Oh, I wonder what kind of lighting they use. Like I've been signed.
Yeah.
I've been signed with my agent for 3 years now for modeling and for acting. So when I get the casting calls for these commercials and I see it's all a program. Like right now, bro, I get so many emails from my agent that say African American only, no white, no Caucasian, because they want to put all black people on TV to create a
Hmm.
certain narrative or certain creating images, like how you was talking about the LGBT stuff. Bro, I get the emails from the agents. So a lot of
Yeah.
this is to push an agenda. You know, I've stopped doing as many commercials because I just can't get with the vibe that they was pushing. But man, it's all somebody else's narrative. And until we understand that, we'll never know. But the biggest part that I'll really tell you, last thing before I give it to you, throw you off, is the people who play gangster in movies and all that, like the thugs, on God, they grew up in Shawnee Mission, Prairie Village.
Yeah.
Because think about it, where we come from, we don't get the opportunities to ever be actors or to be
That's
models
real.
or go audition for plays. So when I got to go be in these environments, you know, I'm walking in with the mindset from the hood, like you got to be stern, you got to be tough, and you can't talk. And I'm watching these dudes laugh, "Hey guy, what's up?" and blah blah blah. And then the camera changed, and they become this thug, and I was like, "Oh my God, they pretending."
Yeah.
Like we being sold something fake. You know, when I realize, when you step back and realize Boys in the Hood is a movie. You know what I'm saying? Like O Dog is a
Yeah.
character, you know. But we take
Yeah.
those, we take Tupac and Juice, and we like, oh, that's my personality, man. Somebody said and wrote that character. That's fake. That ain't even a real existence.
Yeah.
And we
Exactly.
got kids looking up to that, you know. And that's why social media didn't got bad because it's now like, oh, if you talking like this, then you got to prove it. You got to show it on your life, you know. And
Yeah.
that's why
Exactly.
that you got the TK situations and the YNW Mellies and all that, because you got to prove you really what you rapping about, which you ain't really about it. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
That's why you
There be a
crying
lot
in
of
jail.
situations like that. You in there crying. You in there. Ain't no time on your phone. You know what I mean?
Man,
Like I said, I can't really speak on it because I ain't never really did no little time, so I can't say the underlying stuff that a real convict can know. But
yep.
yeah, man, it's just, and that's kind of the same situation with the rap stuff. Like it's a lot of people from our city that they tell the truth too much and they really doing what they say. And they be like, "Are you lying about what you say? Are you lying in this? You lying in your rap? But you really a killer. You really did everything you said in your stuff, and you broadcast it to the world. Why? You see what I'm saying? If you really did that, like you really killing people, you really selling your little stuff, you really out here rocking with your little pistols and all that, and you know what it is. But Facebook and all this social media stuff, you think the police, the feds, they ain't watching that.
Yeah.
So all the stuff you try to underline and say the next person ain't doing, oh, he lying in this rap. He fake. He soft for real. He that. I'd rather be that. I'd rather be the one that's just giving you, like you said, I'm gonna give you that narrative like this is what's really going on, but in real life that's not going on. Because why I'm going to that's incarcerating yourself, that's incriminating yourself, that's putting yourself in a situation where you got to prove everything that you saying in these rap. And that's half the time when the people die or they have a situation where they close homies do something to them or they at this situation and they get caught slipping or whatever. This is why because you out here portraying this certain lifestyle
Yeah,
and
hey
you
bro, that's
cannot
what
do
I
that.
say about like Nipsey Hussle and Young Dolph. Like the most unfortunate part about them is they was good dudes. Like what they was doing in their community and what they was trying to build for people. But in
Yeah,
40 years, you won't know that. All you'll be able to do is listen to their music. And unfortunately,
exactly.
their music is gonna say, "Oh well, it makes sense that he got murdered in front of his own business." You know, it makes
Hmm.
sense. It makes sense. Young Dolph got shot at a cookie store when he made a song called "100 Shots." You know, you won't hear that
Yeah,
he was about to start a school in Memphis. That story is gone. You know, you can only tell your story while you alive. And once you
yep,
gone, anybody can interpret it how they want to. So you got to understand what you putting out to the world. And I wish more rappers understood that so they could just put their positive story out. Like I think DaBaby is a great father. Like I wish he made more rap songs about raising his children instead of
yeah,
about disrespecting women. You get what I'm saying? Like put a
yeah,
different
yeah, yeah.
image on yourself. You know what I'm saying? Cardi B, a married woman with children. You know, talk about the beauty of marriage. You know what I'm saying? Talk about the struggle that y'all going through raising your kids. Like give people some real. Because if you're gonna keep giving them fake stuff, we can't be surprised when we got a fake world. You get what I'm saying?
Yep. And exactly, I totally get it. And like the Cardi B, like you got to look at the fan base. Like Cardi B fan base, majority all teenage little girls or young, early 20s. I mean, there's a couple grown women that listen to it, but you won't hear nobody late 30s, 40s playing Cardi B. You're gonna hear these younger kids. That same thing with the NBA young boys and the Lil Durks and all that. That's their age range. Like NBA young boys, 21 years old. You know what I'm saying? Like, so you're gonna hear all these little 17 to the 20 or the 15 to the 25. They playing that music, and that's why right now to this day, like our generation, the little kids, 17 to 20 is the ones out here doing the most shit. You know what I mean? Because they listening to that and they
But
playing GTA
that was
all
our
day.
generation too. You know what I'm saying? It was that's when we lost the most of our friends was in that reckless out all night, 1, 2, 3 a.m. at Denny's, driving fast,
Yep.
leaving. What was the club on the Westport American Pub? Ain't that what it was?
America's Pub. Yeah,
Yep,
America's Pub.
or Boulevard Nights or Skylight
The
out on Truce.
Boulevard
Yeah,
Nights
so
and Skyline. Like, you know what I mean? It been a lot of times like it happens. And then you got to think like if you in a Kansas City, Missouri, which is a small city, it's not big. You know what I mean? If you're in a big ass club, either you know somebody in there that don't like you, they either an ex girlfriend, ex boyfriend, or motherfuckers you know, family, whatever. It's going to be some kind of problem if you got a name of that sort. If you got a, you know what I mean, a level of severity like that. If you let's say for instance like Richard Factor, that's why you don't see Richard Factor in all these clubs because he has a name. See what I'm saying? And he know everybody, the spotlight's going to be on him. In certain ways, you got to move in Kansas City, Missouri. You know what I'm saying? Kansas City, Kansas too. Can't do certain stuff. You can't be here if you got a name like if you like me. I don't have. I don't look at it like I got a bad name. If I got a good name, like I got B or Brandon Forbes, who, Wop, Ford. A lot of my guys just still call me Ford. You know what I'm saying? I know my dudes from Century still call me Ford. Still just because hooping. You know what I mean? That's what our coach called us by our last name. It ain't nobody out here that want to see me and be like, damn, I don't like him and I want to get rid of him, like erase
right.
him. You know what I'm
And
saying? Like,
that's
why?
the
You got
wild part. I always thought like what brings somebody to the mindset like, hey, I don't like him. I'm pissed off at him enough to where I want to take his life. Like I can't put myself outside of somebody hurting my children or my wife or something. I've never
yeah.
been that much of a hothead. How do you feel about that? Do you think you can put yourself inside of a mind who pulled a trigger and kill another human?
Nah, man, if it ain't, like I said, like you said, if it ain't my family, like mother, wife, kids, a situation where somebody in my home trying to, you know what I mean, intervene and bring harm to my family, nah. If I'm, like I said, I don't label me as a hothead, I label me as a protector.
Right, because I'm like, I know I
So,
could do it. I just couldn't see there's no
yeah,
random reason. Because you'll watch the news and you see the dude who in jail and it's somebody you knew your whole life, and you're like, whoa, bro,
yeah,
I never in my life in a million years would have thought he was that mad or that angry or any of that, and
yeah.
he didn't committed a double, triple homicide on some wild stuff.
Yeah, I've been around a lot of people like that that I've been around or had an altercation with or anything, little small altercation, big altercation, whatever. And next thing I look up, I'm like, man, they double murder. You know what I'm saying? Like this dude, you did. I've been around you. You know what I'm saying? Like really been around you. You did that. So it's like that's why once again you can't judge a book by its cover. And look at
Yeah.
somebody and be like, oh, he won't do nothing. Oh, he's scary. He ain't about none of that. You can't do that. You know what I'm saying? Because a scary person will kill you quicker than anybody.
I remember Jay's daughter when she was a kid at the park. If that tell you anything, bro. Like I remember her when she
Yeah,
was a little girl on the basketball court, just running around with the boys with her daddy.
yeah, with the
And when
boys,
I
yeah, bro.
and
Like,
when I heard the story that she sent a text to her brother and say I got him, and then I seen T Grizzly and I was when I seen the name I was like hold on, and
yeah,
then that's when Jay went off the grid for a while because that was his second son that he lost. I
yeah,
was just like, bro, whoa, like that just show you the environment and it can harden you, like because she was a sweet
yeah.
little girl. Like I remember
Oh
her when
yeah,
she was a real young little playful girl, and the fact that she grew up but she avenged her brother's killer, so it's hard to look at her and say it's like, what would you do in that situation? You know what I'm saying? Like, with
yeah,
your family
exactly.
already
Like,
going through that once before, like this is the second time you had to take that loss. That hurts.
yeah, that hurt, bro. Like, and then for like, that's one of the strongest people I know. You know what I mean? Like overall, because it's like, bro, the first one, you know what I mean, when it first off, the RP to Jada Boo, you know what I mean, his youngest son. When that popped out, it was like, damn, you know what I mean? So he was actually with me. You know what I'm saying? My son and Jay, like his youngest son and my son was like, they ran because they were on the same age. So he was really telling me like, no, I just want to be around your son because around that time he got killed like 14 days before my son's birthday. And I was taking my son out of town doing some stuff with him, and I got brought up out of here for a minute. You know what I'm saying? And just to see him looking at because my son got braids, his son got braids. You know what I mean? Like he reminded me of my son. And just seeing that and just seeing him coping with it and how he coped with it, I'm like, bro, you one of the strongest people I know because I don't know how I can do it. You know what I mean? Like you too, Johnny. Like y'all some strong people losing kids and your mother and all that. Like I got my mother, I got my child here, and to know that they wouldn't be here, like I can't call my mom or I can't pull up and pick up my son or I can't go see my son or see my mama. That's like a life changing overall anyway. That's a whole nother world. You know what I mean? With me. So like I said, any people that lose their mother or their kids or any close people in family member, anything, anybody close to them, and they strong, you know what I mean? Because that's something that you gotta adjust with that you ain't never been through in your whole life. Like a
I
mother.
think it just teach you
Like,
life is real. Like I mean,
yeah,
that's the best way that I can describe it. Is I didn't know how good of a mom I had until she died. Like you
straight
think your
out.
mama is good while she taking care of you, while she here, while you can talk to her, but when she not here and you still growing and you still becoming a better person, and you can like look back at her flaws and her because I don't, most people like my mama was God. I don't believe my mama was God. She was a human. She did the best
Yeah,
she could with what she knew. She wasn't perfect, but
yeah,
I was her baby and she thugged it out. And so that's the beautiful part is when I look at things that she was wrong about, that she lied to me about, that she could have did better. That's the beauty of her being gone because I have pure forgiveness for her. Like I love her to death, and with everything that I discover, it's like, man, I wish I could ask her this. I wish I could ask her that. But most people, like I'm different, bro. 'Cause you know how they say when somebody die, you don't get to talk to him or see him again. Hey, on God, I be
yeah,
looking down the hallway like, hey, I can't wait to talk. What you doing? What's it like over there,
yeah,
cuz? Like, I'm not scared of death. Like, I think that's a part of life. Like, I understand I'm gonna die one day, and I embrace it. But to lose my mom, like I said, man, it turned me into a beast. Like, I, it sounds dumb, but if she would have died when I was a kid, I feel like it would have made me a 10 times better basketball player. Because she
yeah,
died when I was 25, all I wanted to do is hoop. But
yeah,
I became so much more confident on the court in my ability because I was like, my mama is watching me. Like I remember being at 24 Hour Fitness
yeah,
Independence in the gym by myself, like the day after she died, like shooting jumpers in there crying, just draining them.
yeah,
Just like I feel like something just came over me. And since I've played basketball and she's not been on earth, I'm a monster, bro. Like I look to rip your heart out. I'm shooting from the volleyball line. I just it's like my
straight up.
every time I'm in the gym, it's like I feel like my mama watching me now. And my
Yeah,
pops are still
100.
alive, so I play in the rec league just so my kids and my daddy can see like the talent that one my father can see the talent he produced. But I tell my children everything you see me do on the court, you're gonna be 100 times better. So when they
Yeah, for
see
sure.
me speeding down the court and doing all these crazy passes, it's like it's basketball, and I'm sure you're gonna get what I'm saying, bro. When we kids, we want to win. You selfish. You want to score the most points. You want the ball in your hand the
Yep,
whole time. But now, like the fact that I know me playing, my children are watching, and it's making them better. I can't explain what it does, but I want to make the right pass. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
I want to help the man on defense. I want to help him up when he fall. I
yeah,
want to make the right call and say, all right, it's your ball. I want to be the proper player on the court because I know it's making them better. You know what I'm saying?
exactly, exactly.
And they some
Because you know
killers, man.
everything you're doing, they looking at. They a sponge once again. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like good, because being a sportsman overall, it ain't just about skill. You know what I mean? It's
yeah,
about a mentality. You gotta have a mentality, that Mamba mentality. R.P. Kobe Bryant.
yeah,
You gotta have that mentality. You gotta have that sportsmanship. You can't be just because you lose, all you gotta walk out the court and don't want to shake nobody in. The scouts is looking at that too. Everybody looking at that. You know what I mean? When they see you lose, oh, he can win, but he can't lose. You ain't the leader. You know what I
yeah.
mean? They don't want that. They don't want that part of their organization. You're a poison to the locker room. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? You can't even shake people's hand when you lose, but you celebrating and gloating when you win. That's not being an
Yeah.
athlete. That's not being a true sportsman. And that's one thing I learned because I'm a competitor. I hate losing. When I lose, I want to get everybody. I'm out. Try again tomorrow. Try again the next game. You know what I'm saying? But once I learned that sportsman side, that's when I start glowing. You know what I mean? That's when I figured out my game. Once I go, all right, I can shake his hand. He threw don't nobody really rip me a lot. So he take my rock. Oh man, you ain't gonna get it again next
Mm-hmm.
time. Try it again next time. You know what I mean? Instead of getting mad at him, this part of the game. It's all in the game. So once I learned that side of it, skill was there. You know what I mean? But once
I
you
was
learn
the
this other
opposite,
side,
cuz I was the because I always had skill, but bro, I didn't like contact. my mom and dad had a lot of domestic violence. So when you grow up in a home that's real violent, it made me scary. Like I was
Hmm.
extremely scary, and I had really really bad anxiety. So I never was able to
Yeah.
like focus. So in basketball, like if I would like I said, that's why Reggie would get me because if I'm playing somebody aggressive, bro, I associated aggressive automatically to like fighting. You know what I'm saying? I didn't understand. I didn't understand you could
Yeah,
be.
straight up.
Yeah, I didn't know you could be aggressive and it not be like, oh, we about to box, but that's just like, oh, we physical, you know? Um, because my mom and dad fought so
Yeah.
much. So when I was able to learn to separate being aggressive from somebody wanting to fight you or be confrontational, like, oh, I'm just playing physical, but I don't want to fight. That's when I really became a better player. Um, but also lifting weights too, man. I lift weights every day now. Like it's religious. I couldn't go more than two or 3 days without lifting weights now. You said what, bro?
Gotta get back to the way and get back in the. I mean, I ain't hooped in so long, Johnny. I out Hilton Horn, man.
Oh, that's my guy. Hey,
Oh yeah, it's
if Hilton don't leave
my
Purcell,
boy.
man, we win state all 4 years. I loved his game, man. Charlie Brown. Hey, he could rap at a real young age too. He could rap real young. We lost my homie, but it's all Gucci. Um, thanks to everybody. Oh, we look like we back. Let's see if we load up. We didn't hit 2 hours anyway, so we all good.
Here we go. I don't know what happened. My bad, brother.
Oh,
But
you
yeah,
all good.
Hilton.
I was like, we didn't
He
hit two
produced
hours
my.
anyway, so we ain't gonna hold you up too much longer.
All right, I just got this last little thing to shout out Hilton Horn, man. He actually my No Best Friend video on my YouTube channel, B Nut TV. He did No Best Friend. He did my It Be Like That video and my Absolutely video. He do the videography too. He real dope on that, man. Like he patient with you. He care about your craft. He'll tell you if you don't like it, if it don't sound good. He did that too. So like I said, shout out Hitting Horn. Been knowing him around the same time I've been knowing you. So you know I'm
Don't
gonna have
be
to put my
talented,
boy
dude.
name in there.
Hey, man, him leaving Purcell, like I said, that was heartbreaking. I love, like I said, getting to play with people like Hilton, Gary, man, just these giants who can handle the ball and shoot threes. Like I say, man, Hilton was KD before it was a KD type stuff. You know what I'm saying? He just was so
Yes,
smooth
bro.
and like that's why I really like where we come from because it's always such a stereotype about black men because we didn't really grow up around white people. Like it wasn't many white people at all in our environment at all. I think it was maybe 4 white people at our school, if that. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
But as far as
If
like,
that. Yep.
but the way we all was able to intertwine from Purcell to Southeast to Northeast to Central, like it wasn't negative. It was so cool, like how we all was brothers in basketball. Where, like real life was a brotherhood. Like to this day,
Yeah,
we
exactly.
all cool with people from 10 years ago because we remember highlight plays that we had to get together and stuff
Yep.
like that. And that's like I said, I just want to give everybody their flowers while they live. And it ain't a lot of people in Kansas City doing what I'm doing. Like I said, building this platform, it was solely I want to speak for myself, man. I'm a man. I don't need nobody else to just make no narrative of who I am. And as I said, my
Exactly,
my
bro.
mom said, if you don't speak up, how they gonna know you exist? And I was
Exactly,
always
man.
told people, hey, man, what you saying? You should record yourself. You should be on YouTube. And it kind of just started popping. And working at that high school, being around all those kids, man, those kids really vibe with me. That's when I knew I
Yeah.
was influential. When I was at a high school, all these kids, and they coming to me for advice, or I'm walking in the gym of 600 kids and they all screaming like I'm a superstar. I was like, oh, I got some
Yeah.
power around this thing, and
Yeah.
here,
Yeah.
here we go. Because
Straight
I,
up.
I feel like, man, everybody want to be around somebody to make them feel better about themselves. And I'm
Yeah,
just a
man.
real humble person, but I'm somebody that I can gas you up like a fool, you know?
Oh yeah, bro. Cause you like I said, ever since I've been knowing you, bro, you been the same dude. Every
On
time I
God.
see you, the same Johnny, bro. Like cool, you ain't extra loud. You really that's what I'm saying. Like the interview was dope. Cause I'm like, Johnny don't even really be doing that much talking. Like,
I
you know
know.
what I mean? Johnny just be doing his thing. You feel me? So it's dope, bro. Like the opportunity to be on here, you know what I mean? Sharing our wisdom with each other, sharing the wisdom with the world, you know what I mean? Touching topics that as black men be needing this, bro. We need a place where we can vent and detox. Like I said, man, there be a lot of stuff that we go through on an everyday basis, and we be needing another person that can relate, you know what I mean, and speak on and really touch bases on, man. It's really help. It's good for the soul, you know what I mean?
On God. Yeah, man. You got anybody you want to shout out before we wrap it up?
Oh man, first off, I want to shout out my mama Leslie Forbes. That's my creator. Of course, I want to shout out God. It wouldn't be possible without God, man. Shout out to my brothers, man. Mad Dog, DJ Reg, my wifey, my son Davion. Look out for that sax. He's gonna be on that sax in somebody's band here shortly. You know what I mean? Shout out to Johnny Calloway, man. It's my boy. You know what I mean, for having me on the show. And that's pretty much it, man. Shout out to everybody that's tuned in. I hope we had kept y'all tuned in and kept y'all entertained. You know what I mean? But like I said, shout out to Johnny Calloway. Shout out to Conversations with Mr. Calloway, man.
Oh yeah, man. I appreciate you for coming on, man. And like I said, I'm gonna pull back a gang of people that we grew up with. Like this is about. I'm gonna open the door for a lot of people that come from Kansas City to the urban environments. They can talk logical. They got their own perspective. Who not with the games. Who not brainwashed by the media or none of that. We some men. We can stand on our own 2 feet. And as I say time and time again, man, the highest human act is to inspire. I hope so many
Yes,
people
sir.
watch this video and you say, you know what, man, I'm about to make my own channel, bro. I'm about to go tell my own story because black, white, yellow, brown, we all people. We all come from somewhere.
Yeah,
We all got something that we can talk and help somebody else. And all right, you're going to leave one day. Everybody going to die, you know? What's here
yeah,
100 years after your life? What's here 200 years after your life? And that's my mama dying. That's what it taught me, man, is who are you helping? Who are you inspiring? And our life, bro, it's going to, so many people is going to get this wisdom that we'll never see. But that's how life works. You know, you reap what you sow. So I
yeah.
believe in the law of attraction. I want everybody to feel better about themselves when they after they've met me than how they do before. So after that, man, we about to be done. I think my kids want to walk down and see on the camera real quick. Come here.
Shout out to the kid.
Yeah, they always want to crash the party. Come on, youngin.
How
We
y'all
got
doing? What's up,
we
kid?
got 3 of the 7. We got Drew, Kobe, and Jace. Y'all want to say bye before we leave? Oh, well, never mind. We got 2 more coming down. Hurry up, see y'all get down here. Yeah.
What's up with the kids? What's up?
Oh, them the
What's their
homies.
name?
This we got Jalea
Shout
right
out,
here.
so I can
JJ in the back.
shout
Like
the
I
kids
said.
out.
Oh yeah, we got a Drew.
Shout
That's
out
my
JJ. Shout out Jalea.
Drew, JJ,
We got
Jace,
Drew.
Kobe.
Shout out Drew. Shout
Yeah,
out Jason Kobe.
the real life daddy though, man. This is what we do,
Shout out
man.
to the kids, man.
Oh yeah, man. Hey,
The
thanks for
real
everybody
stuff.
for
Shout out
tuning
to you,
in.
man. Shout out to the kids.
Oh yeah, we gonna do this again. But thanks for everybody tuning in. I hope everybody have a great night. And until next
Yes,
time, man.
sir.
Spread love, spread positive vibes. We out. Peace.
Peace.